Alright, let's light this candle. What's going on, guys? How we doing out there? TGIF. Welcome to Friday. Alright, I need to keep a close eye on this mic. I've had some really bad luck with the Streamlabs kind of dropping it, right? And I thought it was the mic, but, you know, so I'm like unplugging, replugging, but no, because if I just like flop it to something else and flop it back, then it shows up. So this one's on Streamlabs. It's screwing up for some reason. Anyways, no big deal. I'll just make sure the mic's still going, or if I'm going like this, nothing coming out of my mouth, let me know. I will fix it. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the weekend, or for those of you already in the weekend, hope you're enjoying it. If you were here Wednesday, you saw that I was trying to set up some new levels for the spaceship environment, and had some technical issues with the AI, which I pretty much got hammered out now. Managed to even crank out a couple of levels, so no guarantee that it's bulletproof, but at least we're in the right neighborhood for it. So let's take a look, shall we? Alright, so let's come back in here. I'll load up Spaceship 1. This one was always kind of working just because the key things that were triggering it didn't exist in this level, but I'll go ahead and play this one anyways. So there he comes. Wait for him to go like that. Oops. Just took some damage for no reason. Wow. Glad I got infinite health. Otherwise, I'd be doing terrible here. Alright, so he's going to make a beeline. Yeah, I took like 12 hits on that one. That wasn't too good. Alright. But, yeah, behaving nicely. Let me see if I can do that without actually getting smashed 20 times. What do you think? Alright. He's going to take a shot at me. He's going to miss. Oh, shoot. I took a hit there. And he still got me anyways. Wow. Double loss there. Alright. Come here, dude. No. Boy, I forgot how to play this level already. Yep, close the door on me. Alright, so get him up here. How about that? Miss me. Ow! How am I getting that backwards? Wow. Alright, I thought I used to know how to play this level, but I've apparently forgotten how. Alright, let me try this again. There he goes. How about that? I'll try that one out. Oh, no, that's terrible. He's like right there on me. So the gist of it is I gotta get him like sort of distracted way over here. How about this? No. Come here, buddy. Miss me. Boom. Clipped him a little bit. Alright, so if we come in here, that's more like it. Bye-bye, buddy. There, with plenty of time to spare. See? Isn't that easy? It only took me how many tries? Alright. But, I mean, if you're not reckless, then you can get through that one okay. Trial and error. You should be able to avoid him well enough. Ooh. Wait for him to turn it. Oh, shoot. Nope, that ain't gonna work. Yep. Nope, that doesn't work at all. Alright. Let me think. I might have to revisit that. I might have actually kind of made that one inadvertently too hard compared to the ones I've made since then. So Spaceship 2. All right. So I think this is what I was working on the other day when I realized the AI was definitely being funky and misbehaving, but we should be yeah, we should be behaving nicely now. So let's try this out here. Check what thing here. Okay. Play level. All right. So here. So the concept is going to be, obviously you need to get him far enough away that you can trigger the door opening without getting caught, right? And letting him have enough time to get to you. So for example, this one, we're going to have him come all the way over here. Get this. And if I turn this on, you see, boom. Oh, I zapped him. It was a little late there. Excuse me. All right, now I got him trapped, right? So now he's just stewing, right? He's stuck. I'm debating whether or not I want to make him smart enough to just go up and hit the nearby switch. Right now, I'm thinking I'm going to keep him kind of big and stupid, just because it's easier to control the puzzles, right? That way, because what's going to happen here is I want to activate the computer, and in doing so, it's going to free him, and he's immediately going to come right out and start chasing me. So, I mean, there's still a good challenge here, and I like the idea that you can consistently know, boom, see, there's a little breathing room there, so you can, you can have a system, and you can have enough time to get to it, and also have an idea of how he's going to behave. That's what I was thinking there. That reliably, you don't have to worry about him running up and opening his own doorway, right, like somewhere else. If he stumbles across one, he'll activate it, but he won't be smart enough to actually go hunt it down. It's almost like he doesn't even realize that's what they do. He just sort of like happens across them. So that one's that guy. Let's see, we got 3. Same general concept, right? It's always going to be a situation where you're going to try and collect all this stuff. Like that. Oh, crap. I just took some damage there. Oh, made it. Ooh, tight. So if I can squish him. Oh, he'll come after me there. Alright. I can go ahead and kind of collect this one ahead of time, but obviously that's not going to do much good. Don't hit me. So I need to sort of get somewhere else. Oops. Can't remember. Oh, shoot. I just went through that one completely, didn't I? Alright, so I think... Oh, I know. If I just do this. So part of it will be trial and error. You have to sort of like move him around. Just jump right over his head, right? And find out which one allows you enough time to get through. So once again, I still had like a couple seconds worth of spare time there. Alright. One sec here. Check something here. Alright. So yeah, so I mean the concept is going to be generally the same from level to level. You obviously need to put enough space between the computer and the alien cat that you can trigger the computer, open up the door, and get out the door before he can race over and close it on you, right? And that's the kind of setup that I'm working with now. And I mean, it seems to play pretty well, although that first level now is looking a lot harder, I remember. All right, so for here, and we got a couple glommers in this one too. So for this one, I can just start by letting him come around. Boom. Clear out some glommers, collect some coins there. Let him come around, like so. Come up here, maybe collect these guys. So not yet focusing on trying to open the door yet, just kind of moving around. Oh shoot, I went too far there. Yep, and I just let him out. I'm playing this terrible. Yikes. Alright, so let him come down here. Give me an opportunity to sneak down here. Excuse me. So, generally speaking, most of the times you're going to want to try and trap them, which I failed to do there. What? Uh-oh. Excuse me. Alright. Hope something didn't break. There it goes. Got him trapped on that one. There. So now I can get to the computer. Boom. Oh, I missed the can. Oh, well. Oh. Oh. Screwed that one up. He's going to get there. It's going to be close. Oh, I made it, but I took damage along the way. So that was actually, I guess, comparatively speaking, a bad run at that anyways. Alright. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's okay. The levels are definitely going to be much more challenging at this point because, I mean, this is the final kind of environment. So at this point, you should, like, have all your skill sets ready, right? So let me take one more stab at this. Oh, I missed him. Squish. Squish. Come here, buddy. Here he comes. He's going to trigger that one. Let him come here. There he goes. Slide down here. Nope, that was terrible. Alright, I was wondering if I could actually try and trigger that and jump out, but nope. That's a bad idea. So it's just a matter of climbing out in time and hitting that thing up there. So now he can't get at me. So now he's just stewing because you see, he triggered that himself. He turned that on and that breaks that connection, so he's just kind of waiting for me. If I do that, here he comes. Boom. Got him trapped. There he goes. Now he's stuck down there. So I can just, at my leisure, collect this stuff. But this is kind of intentional too. What I've done is I've put all the QTC cans, the food cans, all kind of like by neighboring switches. So anytime you want to collect one of these cans, you know that you're going to unleash him and he's going to come running at you. So it's just, you know, you just know that's going to happen. So it doesn't give you totally free reign. It's not like you can just go ahead and lock them in a section and then have free access to the entire board. That's not the way the game will play. Invariably, you're going to end up unlocking them. Come here, buddy. Alright, here he comes. Got him. Alright. Now, at this point, I can go ahead. Wait for him. While he's beaming, I'm passing right by him. Oh, shoot. Alright, that's just a glitch on my end. There's nothing. The door should have opened there, but I have a collider issue. If I pause if I come out of the test mode while he's taking damage, I think that kind of glitches out. It's not worth actually finding that bug since this is just a level editor, not the actual gameplay. So, anyways, so that was that was 4. Cool. So those are the 4 levels I have set up now, and you can see the AI is definitely behaving much better now, which is good news for me. So let's move on and make yet another level. Excuse me. So I either have to put the computer on like a far end away from the door, or if it's like more center like this, I got to make sure that there's enough like passageway here to tie you up so you don't have just easy access, because the last thing I want is for you to like hit the computer and go right out the door. You know, then you've bypassed the entire challenge of the level. That's bad. So let me just restart. Alright, so let's switch to spaceship and let's start a new level. And I'm always going to start pretty much on the left side. I'm not even going to worry about doing center right now because at this point I'm trying to get this demo done by Thursday. So I'll worry about adding more center entrance exit levels after Level Up Expo, which is next week. No pressure. So I'm just going to focus on getting these levels knocked out right now. So, and then I'll add more variety later on. All right, so just to mix it up though, you know, I did a couple that were on the same side, right? And it doesn't matter if I do left or right. I talked about before because levels can be flopped at runtime. So it doesn't matter if it's left side or right side. It's going to switch around anyways. So it's just easier to just start here. And then the exit, I do have to alternate. So it's not always on like the same position and not always opposite. Just kind of back and forth. All right, so the first question I have is, where do I want to put the computer this time? Let's see. No, actually, let me do this. Let me just go ahead and start saving this. Spaceship 5. I'll prime this pump. So he's saved. Good. Let's see. I don't know if I've put a computer directly below. That'd be kind of interesting. The key thing is I got to make sure, you know, then I got to put a lot of winding paths in here, right? So you can't just jump up and go straight out the exit. So, let me think. All right. Excuse me. I think one of my start is try it up here. Yeah. Let's start with this. So we'll put the computer like right there on the edge, right? And then we'll wall it off so you can't just like have easy access to it. There's gonna be some back and forth stuff in here, like so. And let's see. And I'm thinking I keep 3 in here so the cat can traverse it easy enough. Otherwise, he's gonna like he's gonna be going through the ceiling, which looks kind of bad. Not what we want. Okay. Oh, I forgot to actually make my announcements, did I? Oh crap. Let me do that right now. I think that's why a couple people haven't said hello yet, is the fact that I didn't actually broadcast on Discord that I was streaming. Brilliant. Okay, done now. All right, so here we go. So we come in here. Yeah, I was talking about the fact that I went 3. 4, he can almost jump over the cat, but not really. You really need 5 to be able to clear the cat in a double jump. So jumping over him is really not as much of an option because, I mean, any contact you make, kind of like the ape, you're always going to take damage. And obviously in this one, unlike the ape, there's no way to actually kill this guy. The best you could do is turn on a electricity when he's walking right over it, and they can zap him and just kind of slows him down. But even that's not a, you know, that's not a cure. Okay, so let's think. Let's try this. Let's make this a bit of a tunnel. Let's see. How about if we do this? Boom, boom, boom. Actually, I think I just did that on the last one, didn't I? I think that's kind of the same layout. So let's not repeat ourselves yet. As best we can. Let's come down further. Make that so I can make this 3 and 3. So the cat has access here. Alright. Alright. Make it like that. Alright, so you come in here, you got access to there. And then he's gonna tell you what. The trick is the way I can control how fast or slow the cat can get to the computer and switch it back wholly depends on if he's beaming from area to area, because if he beams from like way up here down here, that's a really quick travel time. But if he has to walk it, if he hoofs it, then he's slower, right? So that's kind of the way I can sort of dictate, you know. And the whole thing here now is trying to create a bit of, I guess it's kind of a puzzle. I mean, I didn't mean for it to go this direction, but I do kind of like not just plain old arcade games, but arcade games where you have to kind of think it out, you know. So it's not just all action reflexes, it's also a little brain power in there as well. Alright, so so do this. 4. No, I think that's actually kind of looking like last one. How about this? Something going on in here. Okay. What I want here is I gotta have, like, I talked about this before. I still need like 3 tiles across to make good left and right edges, so the AI doesn't freak out. I would love to refine that, but that's not going to happen for the time being. And I gotta lower that, otherwise he's never gonna, player's never gonna get through there. 3. Let's see. And you know, let me lower that. Yeah, because otherwise I only had like 2 across there, which was gonna be bad. And there's no reason I can't do one up here that, let's see, or maybe, how about this? There you go. That's kind of interesting. And there's 3 across there, so I can get the cat up there with no problem. Okay. And then one thing I could do is a simple way to break it up, because one of the things I'm also concerned about is the cat doesn't look for an update until he hits a waypoint, right? So if like I only had like a left and a right here, and he starts walking this direction, he's going to keep walking until he reaches all the way over to the side. And I like the fact that he waits to waypoints to find if he needs to change directions, but I don't want a waypoint like right in the middle, so he, like, you know, he suddenly just for no reason just turns right in the middle of his walk and goes the opposite direction. To me, that's sort of unfair, and you can't really judge it properly. So, and one way I can get around that is if I just throw up a 1 like this, right? Boom. Now I have these little sections, like so, right? So, he's only going to walk this short distance before he gets an update, right? And he'll either go up or down, right? Or side to side, and it'll beam from section to section. So that kind of helps it. And it also kind of slows you up too, because you have to jump across it. So for example, let me actually save. Good. Boom. Like so. Yeah, I mean, it's not that big a deal unless you screw up and kind of hit against it, right? And there's a little bit of a slow up there. Alright. And I think the key thing's going to change here is when I start throwing up the old electricity. That's when things get interesting. Because right now it's a bit of a cakewalk. Let's see. And I don't want to cut this off completely. Because then it could be a situation where you can trap the cat in there, right, once you activate. Well, no, actually, I guess I'd be fine, because he's going to make a beeline, and you're going to be going this way. So that may not be terrible. Thinking out loud, obviously. Alright. Rotate. Move him down. Stretch him out. Done. Alright, thinking like that. Might be kind of cool to have. Yeah. I need... Let's see. I was thinking about having like electricity on the edge there, but I need that to be inside of where the waypoints are. So I kind of need it to be in the middle, which means that I really can't squeeze it in there. Oh, maybe. What happens if I do this? Rotate. Down, stretch. How about this? If I put like QTC in here. And do electricity on this one. Whoops. Yep. Rotate. Down, length. Done. QTC on this side. There's your food. And then what I would do is toggle one of these. Toggle like that. And I'm going to save because there's something with the setup right here. It kind of mistracks if it's on or off. So the simplest way is just to restart. Level 5. Play. Oh, I got no switches. There. Now they should all toggle. Or maybe not. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why this thing misbehaves sometimes, but if I turn it off and on. Off and on. And this one on and off. Then save. Ah. Save. Failed to call prep for game time. Okay. Oh, let's see. Clear. Play. Oh, okay. Send message. Don't require... Wait. Why? I have... Oh, because I don't have a cat in there yet. That's why. That's why it's misbehaving. Okay. So, tell you what. Do this. Oh, I'll be evil. I'm going to just temporarily trap the cat. Put the alien cat here. And I'll put a couple of waypoints around him. Come on. Like so. And then let me go full screen here. Make it easier on myself. Say connect to him. And we'll say connect to him. There. Yep. The editor is definitely buggy. But it works well enough. There. So now he's stuck. And I'm still getting a... Is that leftover from before? Or is it still getting errors? Just level editor. Oh, because I didn't actually sign the cat yet. Really? He should be finding him. Current space cat. Oops. Maybe it's because he's not getting added. So let me try this. Let's go exit. Save level. Load level. 5. There. Error's gone. Yeah, so it's just when I drop them in the editor, that first time, it's not actually transferring the info. So now everything's switched. Yeah, everything works right. So that's just a shortcoming in my editor. No big deal. Let's see. Can I actually make this? See if I can get through before it fires up. Oh, yeah. Boy, that's some precision timing there. I might actually move it just a little closer because that's really hard. So if you go switches, take this guy, move him over one like so. Let's see. There you go. Okay. Oops. Say, oh, come on. It's so glitchy. Kind of works. Boom. All right. So let's see if we can jump through there. You know, and then I have the thing where it used to matter that it was like red and green, but because they toggle everyone and they just switch them on or off, I may actually do away with that and just have it where it kind of flashes green while it gets activated and goes back to red or something. Or maybe the other way around. It's green to show you, hey, you can hit me. Green always means, you know, hit me. And then for a brief moment it shows red just to say it's like it's active or something. Maybe. Just thinking out loud. That's something I'll come back to. Alright, at this point, obviously I can't get through it without taking damage. So we'll definitely need more switches in here somewhere. Throw one over here because we can. Alright. Poor cat. He just totally stuck. But it's a good way to make it not error out, so. Sorry, cat. You're stuck for the time being. If you were a dog, I'd feel worse for you. Okay. Wow, really? There it goes. That's interesting. So I keep hitting that edge. Okay. I need the 3 there for the cat, so I can't reduce that. I need 2 here. Let me to be able to be dropped through there. OctoChris, what up, buddy? Welcome, man. How's it going? TGIF. Octo Chris is doing a follow. Look at that, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate the follow. Awesome. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. So, you a developer yourself, or you just like seeing what other people are up to? All right, I think that's gonna play. Yep. All right. So, unleash him in a second, but I want to flesh this out more first. Got to think about where I can squeeze in. Okay, I can't move that wall over. I could drop a glommer right in here and go left. Like so. Maybe bring that over one. Save that. Not really? Well, that's cool. Well, thanks for hanging out and checking it out. I'll give you a quick rundown. Let me save this. So, I'm making a game for iOS, Android, PC, and Xbox One, called Tribble Troubles, which Tribble specifically, the little furry guy here, comes out of a classic Star Trek episode called The Tribble Troubles from over 50 years ago. And before you want to ask, I actually do have a license agreement, so I'm not just winging it. I actually have permission to use the Tribble and the Glommer. Glommer actually comes out of the animated Star Trek series. Klingons actually invented Glommers, genetically engineered them to eat Tribbles. That's all they do. So they kind of get in your way all the time, you know, and if they can catch you, right, there, I took him out, but the rest of the time, if he can hit you, he'll do damage on you. So I'll show you this real quick. Boom, like that. Developing the levels, I have 4 different worlds, and I'm working on my 4th world right now, which is the spaceship. But I'll tell you what, let me bounce over real quick and make sure that I don't have the hard code. Good. Okay. Excuse me, give me 1 sec here. I'll load up Underground, show you what the real game actually looks like. Save. I don't think I changed anything there. So, this gives you the idea. So, Tribbles are cute little furry guys that have a bad tendency of eating all the food they find on spaceships, right? And that's what this guy was doing. And the crew caught him. Do you make the levels for the game using your built-in level editor? Absolutely. Yep. I spent almost a month writing the level editor just to make it go faster, and it's a terrific payoff because it allows me to find bugs much faster than if I was. So this underground environment, I made these by hand originally, and that's when I realized, okay, the only way I'm gonna get this done in time is if I write myself a level editor. So exactly, that's what I did. So the Tribble gets caught by the crew, and they, as punishment, the crew actually beam him into the center of a planet whose molten core is actually rising up, right? So, and you see little cans of food that pop up there, because the idea is that when you got beamed down, you were actually right there mixed in with the food. So the food kind of got beamed with you. So the idea is you're trying to climb up and get your way to safety and squish these guys. And then every now and then you see like the little cracks here with the dust coming off of it. Those are hidden areas that allow you to go over to bonus rooms where you can stock up on gems and collect all the gems you can, because you can use those in between rounds to replenish your health or score some power-ups, which I don't have active yet. I was hoping I could get the power-ups plugged in by next week for the game convention I'm going to, but I don't think I'm going to have that done in time. So I'm going to try like crazy, but it depends on how fast I can get these levels knocked out. But the levels are modular, as you saw in the level editor, right? They're all modular, and it's designed in such a way that they randomize. So every time you play the game, you're going to see different levels coming up, hopefully, right? I'm going to have a whole batch of them when I'm finally done with the game, right? So hopefully you don't get any sense of real repetition, right? I want to start developing games, but I was never too sure where to start. Start small. I guess my first question is, do you have any kind of skills with programming or anything like that? I'm using Unity, right? I don't know if you noticed the editor. I'm using Unity. Been using it for over a decade at this point. I'm mostly an artist. I do programming only because I kind of have to, because I don't have enough money to hire a whole crew yet. But if you're not a big programming person, or not at all, then I would suggest maybe taking a look at an Unreal versus Unity, just because Unreal actually has Blueprint built in, and Blueprint allows you to do some sophisticated game stuff through like node-based flowcharts, and that allows you to make some pretty robust games without writing any code, right? And Unity has Unreal is free. Unity and Unreal both are totally free. The only time with Unreal, the only time it'll cost money is if your game is really successful, right? I don't know what the number is. Someone can correct me, but I think it's like $50,000 or $100,000. You don't owe Unreal anything. But if it makes over a certain amount, then you owe Unreal 5% of your profits, your gross profits. Unity, on the other hand, they have a free license, a indie license, which is like $35 a month, and then a pro license, which is just expensive. But the same thing with the free license, you can develop for pretty much any platform, and it costs nothing. The only thing is that you have a watermark. When the game starts, it comes up with a Unity logo saying "Made with Unity," right? But yeah, now the only downside to Unity is if you don't code, right? There is no free way to start developing using a node-based editor without buying a third-party plugin. Unity's working on one, but it's not going to be for a long time. So in that case, like I said, if you're not a code person, then at this point, I hate to say it, Unreal is a better way to get started. There's other game engines as well. There's Game Maker, which by its own right is actually a nice little program as well. Hidden Nano. There's also, I just want to finish the thought here, Cocos 2D as well. I love watching this channel. I'm more of a programming, so I like to make an engine from scratch with just the elements that I need. But writing all the engine subsystems is kind of difficult. Hidden Nano, welcome, buddy. Oh, Hidden, yeah. Man, hey, thanks, man. Yeah, so here, Hidden Nano, we have like a real programmer, right? So that's crazy. I love the idea. That was the way it used to be, right? I mean, not that many years ago, okay, a little over a decade ago, most people did make their own game engines, right? Which is crazy. Oh, by the way, here's the end of the level. So the idea is these are the power-ups, which don't do anything yet. I will be plugging those in. Yeah, toss disc. Do it exclamation point and toss disc, all one word, and you get to play fetch with my dog. So give it a try. Yep. There you go. Good luck. Let's see. That's right, Hidden. I knew exactly what you're talking about. There you go. I think you did it. Nice catch. There you go. Success. You got yourself 10 points. That was actually that little thing I wrote in Unity, too. So it just kind of sits there and lets people play. But yeah, there's a couple different game engines. I don't know Game Maker if it has a free version. Cocos, I believe, is free. So you can definitely give that one a try. But, I mean, Unity and Unreal cost you nothing but the time to download, right? I mean, unless you're paying for data. There you go, man. You're 2 for 2. Nice. All right. So that is my game. So there's 4 different environments. You start... Thanks. Yeah, well, it's funny because this is basically every time I finish my stream, I go in my backyard and I take her out there and throw the disc for real. And it's just one of those things when I was doing one time, I was kind of going, I could just shoot some footage, almost like a Laserdisc kind of video game, right? And just let people play themselves. So she doesn't always catch it, by the way. You had a good run there. Let's see if I can take a stab at it and probably screw it up. Let's see if I can go. Try it myself. Watch. I'll probably miss. Here you go. Go, Penny. Don't disappoint me. Nope. There you go. See, I just lost some points now. See, and then she pitches a fit. Yep. She's a drama queen. And then just throws it at you. Jerk. Because that was my fault. It was, it's not her fault for not catching. It's my fault for bad throw. So, yeah, there you go. That's a fun little thing I threw together a while back. Excuse me. All right, so that is a quick rundown of the game. So I'm going to jump back into my level editor, which, like I said, I spent the better part of a month. It took me a month just because it wasn't so much writing the level editor. It was when I started working with some of my environments, because I have 4 environments. I have the underground, which I just showed you, canyon, jungle, and spaceship. And what would happen was when I start putting some of these levels together and testing, I would start realizing how many issues I had. that I hadn't discovered while I was just sort of putting it together in my head. So it was a month to get the level editor to where it is now, but I would say half that time was also addressing bugs in the game that I found along the way, and less about the editor itself. So let me switch over here. Let me load up Spaceship 5. All right, so trying to come up with some stuff here. So in this, I really like the AAA game engines, but I'm working on a rhythm game that doesn't really need all the things that Unity comes with. Fair enough, man. So, Hidden Nano, are you gonna go basically do your own game engine for that one, or are you gonna use something simple like Game Maker or something like that? I'm getting pegged here. All right. Getting someone want to talk to me here on the side. All right. So if I played this, whoops, try and play it. And I totally get, Nano, I totally get what you're talking about too, because I mean, if you're one sec. Because I mean, from scratch in C++ using GLFW or whatever other libs I need. I totally get that, because with Unity and Unreal, right, it is one of those things, the proverbial everything and the kitchen sink, right? So you do have bloatware, you do have Octo, no problem, man. Bon appetit, have a good dinner. I'll be here, at least for another hour and 20 minutes or so. But yeah, I completely understand the idea that you can tailor your game to your game engine. They are huge engines, exactly, right? I mean, you cannot make a Unity executable that's, I think the smallest size, even with just, a proverbial hello world, I think is like 30 or 40 meg, right? I mean, literally, and then of course, anytime you run a Unity thing, it just pegs your CPU. Let's see, I'm just kind of curious. If I go Task Manager, let's see, CPU. Yeah, so I mean, right now it's taking up 30% of my processing power just from running this simple little thing right here. And this is not, I mean, come on, this is not some super high end, Gears of War, Call of Duty kind of action here, right? This is a 2D platformer basically. But yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, Nano, total respect for doing that. I'm envious. I never really took the proper. Okay, I didn't take programming classes, period, except for one back in high school, which was Pascal, because I'm old. But so I'm envious of those that have the knowledge to pull that kind of stuff off. But and I'm still mostly on the art side. But and that's why Unity for me is a perfect tool, because it carries a lot of the weight that I would be spending endless time trying to figure out how to do stuff, Well, I wouldn't say pull it off. Fair enough. All right, so let me throw some more stuff in here, because now there are a lot more questions to answer. Yeah, I'm sure. So I'm curious. So you just sort of like do it in sort of like a Lego building block method, in the sense that you start with the beginning items, what you need, and then when the game expands, do you start adding more kind of components to that? Like how I'm going to get all the different parts of the game to communicate with each other. There you go. Yeah. So yeah, I assume object-oriented OOP versus ECS. I know ECS is the new hotness. Unity is pushing it big time. They're basically acting like it's OOP is sort of like old and broken, old and busted, so to speak. And then I mean, Unity has they have ECS, but it's kind of wrapped in their thing that they call DOTS now, data-oriented tech stack, which I haven't touched yet, because okay, me programming in C# is ugly enough, but trying to do C# and trying to do the dots code on top of that, oh, no. Just no. No. That's going to be way too ugly. I'll wait for them to make dots a little more user-friendly. OOP and ECS depending on the component of the game. Fair enough. Yeah, I guess that makes total sense. I mean, if you're gonna do a Helm's Deep reenactment of like Lord of the Rings battle with 1,000 people, then yeah, ECS is definitely something to consider. If you're doing something like this where you have just a few characters on the screen, OOP is fine. ECS could be complete overkill, I believe. I would totally agree with that concept for sure. All right, so let's add some nefarious things to this, shall we? Let's, I know it's going to be kind of like the other one, but I like having a glommer right in your face on the exit. So I'm going to go ahead and put a glommer in here, like so. That's good. Save. Let's see. So if he's here... Okay. I don't think I'm going to change the layout. Maybe just the stuff, the traps in here. So let me go ahead and start putting some transporters in here so I can unleash the cat and see what happens when he's chasing my butt all over the place. Oops. Wrong. Let's go left side, and he'll be on the right side. He's on the left side, and he's on the right side. Yeah, when I started using Unity over a decade ago, I started off in Unity script, and I did my first few games with it, but now they've killed it. So I had to, either stop making games or get more comfortable with C#, which was what I do now, of course. But I wouldn't just add the components as needed. I want to set up a framework that doesn't lead to spaghetti code as I start coding the game, which is the smart thing to do. I have a beautiful collection of spaghetti code for this and pretty much all my games, since I am very much of a improvisational game maker, which I know is totally wrong. I totally understand that it's the wrong approach, but the fun thing about it is that when I come up with components, right? Like originally I didn't have the idea that you have to open up the door to get and hit the computer to open up the door to get to the next level. That was not the original intention, but I realized whereas the early underground levels, it was very path driven, right? But then the glommers can only move back and forth, right? So by dictating the path, I could control your direction, your motion. But because the cat and then the preceding level has an alien ape character, because they can move around the full environment, I had to make it much more open, right? And accessible. And in doing so, I realized, oh crap, you could skip everything and just go straight out the door, right? So I had to change that, and come up with an idea. And my idea was, okay, fine. Computer opens up the door, allow you to get the next level, but he's going to make a beeline and try and close the door on you before you can get out. So then it becomes a two-component thing. Not only do you have to figure out how to get to the door and out the door, but you have to get to the computer and out the door. You have to do it in such a way that you keep the cat tied up long enough that you can get out the door before he closes it on you, right? And that's the balancing mode. Kind of slight puzzle element now. So, yeah, you understand the explanation there? Yeah. So in my case, it's better to let it evolve. I mean, and I don't consider it feature creep because, I can show, let's see. So if I bring up this, if I go, oops, I can't type. So, really? Here. So if we look at, my website here, and you look at the original concept art for this stuff, right? I mean, this is the idea that I had when I first started working on the game, right? And I mean, this was the concept art that my incredibly talented artist Daniel, who's helped me do the art, I'm doing the animation and the programming. This was the concept art he came up with originally, and I mean, as you can see, this down to here, right? Well, okay. Ignore the ugly graphics and the level editor, but you can see that I really haven't changed the components that much. So to me, it's slight evolutionary steps, but not feature creep, because it's still the same concept. You're still in the same environment. You still got this cat chasing your butt around, that kind of thing. basically how to get all these small things to work together without importing everything everywhere. Yeah, totally get that. Totally get that, man. So, I mean, would this, Nano, would this be like your first game engine? Or have you done one, that kind of thing before? Or have you just kind of done just some general C++ programming? Or have you worked with the way you were sort of alluding to it, I get the sense that you've actually used the game engines too, right? I've made games before, but not at this scale. Gotcha. Well, how, I mean, you don't have to tell me specifics if you don't want to, but I mean, what kind of scale are you talking about, right? I mean, you know, obviously not World of Warcraft scale, I'm sure, but like larger than a mobile game kind of thing, more like PC oriented. All right. Yeah, let me explain it. Let me type it. You type. I will just keep dropping these little things around here, getting it set up. I don't like having the waypoints just one apart, but to get all this stuff in here, I gotta do it this way. It can get ugly sometimes when you get stuck in there. I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna have a better detection that if he ping pongs, he's gonna go ahead and go idle until he can find a better path that doesn't make him ping pong. I don't know if you guys like this, but I was like in the shower and of course thinking about it, and it's kind of like, yeah, okay, I have a system in my head, right? I can trace the paths and see if there's, if it's repeating the same couple paths in the path finding, then I can say, fine, go idle until we have a path that looks different than the two we keep repeating. But I'm not going to implement that yet because, as I mentioned, I have a... Wait, why am I not able to... That's weird. Got a collider box. Since I have the Level Up Gaming Expo literally a week from today, and I need to get this version finished up for show and tell. I'm not panicked. I mean, I'm like, this is like a manageable range, but I wish I had more progress, of course. Because developing levels goes pretty fast, right? It's not that much of a time sink, but oops. But what happens is I have to take these levels, right, and then beautify them, right? I have to clean them up and make them ready for the actual game engine, right, or for my game, and not just this ugly version, right? Which there's a lot of cleanup process, and unfortunately, that is the thing that's taken me the longest. I mean, like upwards of an hour and a half, or depending on the complexity of the level, hour and a half to 2 hours to fully prep it. Let's see, is that 15? I think. Yeah. So that's the kind of scary part, is the fact that making these levels is one thing, which is why I need to finish. This is 5. I need to get at least like between 8 to 10. So I got about 4 or 5 more levels to go before I feel comfortable, and then I can compile them. And at least for the demo, I'm going to hard code it, right? Because I only have a handful of levels. Ultimately, I want to have like 40 or 50 levels for each one of these different worlds, right? So that way, if I have 40 or 50, and there's 4 sections, and each section has like 8 of these modular levels, then that should be enough, hopefully, that, you're not going to see any repeats, and every time you play it, they're going to reshuffle, so it still feels kind of unique every time you play the game. But for next Friday, oh no, I'm going to hard code the crap out of it, just so I can get it done. Like so. Alright, so here I'm just dropping in the waypoints. So this gives the cat something. And I do this little trick where I throw one up here, right? Because what was happening before was the fact that if I went up here and I'm too far away from a detection, my waypoint pathfinding it'll just return a null, right? It goes, I can't find a way to get to them. So what I do is I put one somewhere up here. So if you move up here, right, it'll try and get to this point, but it won't actually go up to it. And the way I do that is I throw little flags on him, and I just say all of his path directions are -1. And that's my little shorthand way of telling it, okay, if you see -1 in all cardinal directions, that means it's actually just a waypoint that I can get close to but not actually go to, right? So if the player goes up here, I can get close to that. I've used Unity, Unreal, and CryEngine. Really, CryEngine? Dude, you're brave. At one point, what, no Lumberyard? But those were more just to play around and see how things can be done. The most complete game I've gotten was an RPG 2D top-down pixel art game written from scratch in Java. Wow. With multiple maps, inventory, working enemies. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, is that something that would play in a browser? Or is that something you just did as a standalone executable? But either way, man, kudos. Very cool. Yeah, I would never dream of even thinking about trying to write my own stuff. All right. Excuse me. All right, so now let me start wiring this up and start connecting these guys. So the cat can get a sense of where it can. And so what I'm doing here too is these are just kind of placeholders. I'm using a plugin. I'm all about plugins, man. So I'm using a plugin called Graphways that I picked up for $10. That is a 2D A-star kind of system. So standalone executable. Sweet. Nice. The rhythm game I have now is bigger scale since I'm not doing it from scratch. It's an open source game that I've been trying to work with for a few hours each now for a little while now. Got it. Okay. I got what you mean. I got what you, I get you mean. I got what you mean there. That's cool. So is it going to be like a different spin on the rhythm thing, or is it going to be like a Dance Dance Revolution kind of thing, or is it going to be like Beat Saber, you know, for a few hours each night? Yep. I can translate. It's literally Dance Dance Revolution, but on the computer. Oh, gotcha. Okay. That was actually, oh, geez. Okay, this dates me, but we're talking about back in 2004. I was playing at the time with Blitz Basic, and that was my idea originally, was to do a Dance Dance Revolution type game. You know, and I played with it for a little while and ended up abandoning it, and ended up doing my, a couple years later, actually, geez, I guess it was about 4 years later, is when I sat down and decided I was going to be like serious and do my first game. And it took 2 years to get it finished, but most of that was just learning the process, since, once again, I'm not a programmer. But yeah, I love doing this, man. This is, I mean, cuts into my video game playing time, but I really do consider this almost like a video game in its own. I mean, the most drawn out, boring logic puzzle. But it is rewarding. Well, that is if it succeeds. If it fails and falls flat in its face, then it's kind of depressing. But, you know, I know both sides of that equation. I've had games that have done really well, and I've had games that sucked. It's a mess. Like 10 plus years of untouched code written by people who were also not programmers. Definitely logic puzzles, yes. Especially if you do it from scratch. Oh yeah, I totally believe that. Let's see. Yeah. Switch back here. There we go. All right. So, I didn't connect this bad boy. Let's connect him. All right. And it's not pretty. I know this is really ugly, but it does work. I mean, originally my intention was to make this level editor polished enough that I could farm it out and get some third-party help to make this go faster. But the further I got into it, I realized I could either wrap it up and make it so I could just make levels, or I can make it pretty and bulletproof for everyone else, and I decided it was not worth the time at that point. You know, I would definitely need a lot more cleanup to make it viable for other people to suffer through, which just ain't gonna happen. Alright, 5-6, he's connected, so let's connect up here, like so, and back down. He can connect to him. And I limited myself here. Connections are only in cardinal directions, and they can only have one per cardinal direction. But once I clean this up and I start setting up the Graphway settings, I can actually make multiple. So for the editor, it's not like quite the finished game, since, excuse me, right now, at this point, he can only go up to here. He can't go from 4 up to 11. But once I do the polished version, he'll be able to go either way. So it just wasn't worth the effort to make multiple cardinal directions, because that was originally when I was thinking, you know, I was going to make this workable for other people. And I thought doing that with having multiple destination points, waypoints in each cardinal direction was just going to get real ugly real fast. All right, so connect. And it's kind of funny because if I forget to make a connection in here, what'll happen is the cat will hit a point and it'll just stand still. And it's almost like he's pitching a temper tantrum. He's kind of like, okay, fine, you know what? You screwed up. I'm just going to stand here. What are those blocks for, though? The ones that look like 20 on the right with the negative ones around it. Yeah, so these are my waypoints, right? So these are my waypoints. So if I save level, here, I'll show you. So here's what it looks like in the scene. So if I actually hit play, oops, let me take it out. Pause, hit play. There. See, now what I do at runtime is I go ahead and tell Graphways to convert these to actual waypoints. So now you can see what it's done is, you know, and these are the connecting points that I've actually plugged in right now. So now you can see my waypoints, right? So it allows me to set it up in the editor, and then by script, I create the Graphways nodes and connect them at runtime. And then basically that should not be connected, because the idea is that they'll toggle on and off if the electricity blocks it. Oh, but I haven't set that up yet, of course. So for example, I'll go ahead and fix that right now. So, all right. So if I hit the electricity and I tell it that 3 and 4, oops, 4, and it goes both ways, and hit done, and hit save. And because I have a glitch in the editor, I'm going to reload it. It'll work much better. Reload that. Right. So now if I come out of here, don't go in full screen. Right. Now if I hit play. Oh, shoot. He's still connected. That's not right. Did it not save? Electricity? No, it didn't save it. No, it didn't save it. All right. So that's 3. And that's 4 waypoint. And 2 signifying it goes both directions. Say, glitchy. Save. Play. Fine. Yeah, okay, there. Now it's, okay, there. You see that these 2 nodes are no longer connected because the electricity is blocking it. But if I hit the switch, boom, you can see the node suddenly pops to life. It's hard to see probably, but here's the red line, right? Oh, no, I'm getting shot to hell and back. So now you can see the cat is actually hitting. So you can see he's toggling it. See, now it's, you know, when electricity comes on, the red line disappears, which means the cat can't get through there. So it prevents the cat from walking through electricity and looking stupid. If they cross the red line, then that is where they respawn. It just, no, it's a path. Here, I'll show. So, for example, let me do this. Cat red shirt. I'll turn on his debug paths. So now you can actually see, right, when I'm around here, if I move like this, you'll actually see when he hits a waypoint, you can see the circles lighting up. So he's trying to find out where he can go, right? So he's trying to follow me now. So like here, you're going to see like boom, boom, boom. See all the paths, and he's checking the different directions, trying to figure out which one's faster. There he finds it, right? So that's it. Oh, but I haven't connected these 2, so he can't get to me. He's stuck right now because I haven't connected these 2 in the editor yet. So he's not quite able to reach me. I got to fix that. It's for the evil guy. Exactly. It's for the cat. So he can chase my butt down and shoot me. So I have 4 worlds. The first world is just the little orange glamour guy. He needs left and right. So he just has a collider box that says, oh, hey, something's in front of me, charge. The second world has sandworms. If he's the cat, what is the PC? Oh, so the PC is here. I'll show you. The PC opens up a door, right? So you're stuck in this level. So I'll load up this guy. I'll go full screen. Full screen. Hit play. There. So you can see it's ugly, but it's there. You see the doors blocking the exit, right? Well, so the idea is that you got beamed onto the ship, and the crew beamed you into the center of the planet to begin with, right? So the crew hates seeing you, and they're basically trying to just destroy you, you know, knock all your health out. So what you want to do is just sort of like progress upwards through the ship just to get by these guys, right? Just for wherever that leads you to. So to begin with, you can see that here's the door. So I can't progress out of this level until I get the door open. The larger computer opens up that door. But as soon as I hit that, this guy is going to ignore me and start to go for the door and lock me, you know, back in the room again. The smaller ones toggle the electricity on and off, right? So, for example, right here. So he's going to beam around. Boom, boom. Squish these guys. Boom, boom. And I'm going to collect the food cans because I can. Oh, whoa, stay away. There he goes. I can do a little switch there. So now here, I just... See, now he's ignoring me, and he's closing the door on me, right? So if you saw that... If we come back here for a second. There. So if you look at the door in the upper left-hand corner, it's open, right? But now... See, he's ignoring me now, and he's going back for the door. So part of it becomes almost like a puzzle game where we have to try and figure out, okay, how can I get the cat tied up long enough that I can get to there. So in this case, there. So I keep him tied up for the moment. So now he can't get to me, right? He gets there so fast. Exactly. Yeah, he's beaming from place to place, right? He walks slow, and that's the big trade-off, is he walks kind of slow. So now, you know, I need to get to the computer, but as soon as I drop down, I'm going to hit that, which means he's free, right? So then we almost get into a race. So at that point, I'm trying to get out the door, he's trying to get to the computer, and whoever gets there first wins. So here we go. Boom, like that. And I'll wait for him so I can switch, and then I come over here. There, and I'm out the door. And you see how close that was. There was not that much time to spare. So part of it is just trying to stay away from him. Part of it is to collect all the little goodies that pop around here. And obviously the key thing is just trying to progress on to the next area. And then he comes up, and this is as far as he can get, so he just stays right there. So that's a pretty good level. Thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah. So, and I mean, you can see the contrast, because in the original environment, right, it was strictly just path, right? You have to go through there, and it's sort of like I open it up more as the game goes along. Initially, I'm hand-holding, right, big time. Just to reiterate. So, for this point, you really don't have much choice, right? The paths are pre-written, right? And you're, you know, this is not exactly an open world. But the difference here, though, obviously, is that you don't have creatures chasing you all around. These guys sit here, right, until you get right in front of them, and then activate them like that, right? So, and that's sort of like the easiest of enemies to face off against, right? So that's why I have these very linear style levels, right? Beyond that, I'll switch to the next one is Canyon. And let me switch my little hard code stuff here. Canyon. Let's just go into my levels. Canyon. And we'll do 1 LL. Like so. Alright. So now this is sort of the next step. This point, it's still pretty linear, right? But the difference now is you have these sandworms, right? And now these guys, most part, they just go left and right, and you can see they have spikes. So you don't want to jump on them when they're moving around because of the spikes. But when they come to a stop, and they do that flip over kind of thing, you can see the spikes go away, and if you can get on top, you can squish them. Now the other thing to watch is you have these tunnels, right? And the tunnels allow them to jump from place to place. So for this example, watch. Boom. See how he just popped up in there? So if I come back down here, he's going to go like right there. Oh, I got him. I didn't mean to do it that way. That's interesting. I didn't know I could even do that. So, once again, kind of linear still. We still have linear levels, but there's a little more play in the way that the creatures are more advanced and they can come at you, right? So it's a bigger challenge, right? And then from there, if you get through all those sections, you migrate into the jungle. I didn't know you could do that in your own engine. I know that feeling, yeah. Well, it's just because that was right when he's turning, right? So it was like one of those things, the timing had to be like fraction of a second perfect, right? That's not anything I would ever suggest anyone try unless they're doing like a speed run that they've got it perfected like beyond belief. So let's go jungle 1LR. Oops. Like so. Let me switch to the jungle environment. Wait for it to compile. There we go. Scenes. Jungle. I didn't change anything, so I'm not going to bother saving. There. So out of the canyon, you go into a jungle. And at this point, now we start seeing more open space because we have this ape, and he's going to chase you like crazy. Right? So now here's the trade-off, though. So you can go out the door if you want to, but there's that vine right there, right? You see the vine is kind of blocking the exit. And I don't want to hit it because I'd take damage, right? So what you learn very quickly is that the ape hates the vines, right? You can see the trap here. It'll actually catch him briefly, right? But the vines annoy him. So if you can kind of coerce him to go by the vines, in this case, if you get close, he'll kind of follow you around, and he'll stomp on them like that, right? And he'll take them out for you. And he'll even spawn some gems. If you're fast enough, you can collect the gems. There. So I could progress on, but if I'm after gems, if that's something that I really care about, then what I can do is come back over here, boom, and squish them, and then collect a bunch of gems. So you see, at that point, I had the opportunity to progress on to the next level, or if I want to rack up some points with some gems, then I can spend a little more time and get him eaten by that, and then here I get some health. There. So I collected 10 cans, which means that I got my heart back that I took the damage on. So, but you see how what I'm talking about, though. In the initial level, it's really tight, right? It really, forces you to follow the path. And then with the canyon, it opens up a little bit, and now in the jungle, it opens up much more. And then in the spaceship, it feels completely wide open. But what if you squished him before having him take out the vines? Then you're going to have to take damage, right? And that's something you have to be mindful of. Right, so for example, good question, and that's it's going to catch you. Now, if it's a situation where you're trying to do a speed run and you don't care, if you have enough health, then you can sacrifice it. If you have health that you can. So if I squish him now, right? Now, if you're super good, you can try and get by him without taking the damage. But see, I just took a hit. So yeah, if you do it the wrong order, you're going to be in trouble. Yeah. So I got the next one above waiting for me. They don't go from section to section. It's very modular, right? And I describe it as because they're territorial, right? The idea here is that the apes only care about their part of the jungle, right? So that's why they don't follow you from section to section. And then obviously in the spaceship, you have the doors that open and close, so those guys are kind of sealed off and can't progress onward. But but at least in this point, the apes, and at any point, if you touch the ape, aside from when he's getting eaten by the little plant trap there, he'll always do damage. And then when you get in the spaceship, he'll do damage, period, 100% of the time, right? The only thing you can do to him is if you actually turn on the electricity right when he's walking by it zaps him and slows him down. I think there's a little bug there. You have at the heart bar. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm aware of that one. That's one of the ones I gotta clean up. It's it's just a bad system. When I had a damage thing, what I did was I just had a value of, okay, I'm at position 3, position 4, 3, 2, rather than say, hey, what's the health, and then shift it over. So that's a glitch that at this point I keep going, oh yeah, I gotta fix that one. Thanks. I'm aware. I just gotta fix that one by next Friday. It is a little glitchy. But yeah, thanks for mentioning that. So, that is the whole concept. So you can kind of see the evolution, right? It starts easier, and I hope to make it more challenging as you get more comfortable with it. So if you look at the progress menu, there you go. So this is the progress menu by my insanely talented artist Daniel Thomas, who's been doing some fantastic work for me. So this is the general concept, right? So you start underground, you progress through that, you work your way into the canyon, and you work your way up into the jungle, and then you make it back onto the spaceship that rejected you in the first place, and then you come to a final kind of sequence on that. My intention is to have sort of like a quasi boss fight, which will just sort of be like you know, the lava, at least on the planet side, rising constantly, right? Through one final level where you have to keep going really fast upward. And in the spaceship, I'm going to do something with like electricity or something like that. But I don't think I'll have the boss fights ready for the convention next Friday, unfortunately. But there you go. That is the concept. So let me come back to my level editor. Switch this back on. All right, and load up the one I was working on. Spaceship 5. All right, and I got to finish reconnecting all these guys. Switch back to transporter mode and start wiring these guys up like so. Is rating with a party of 5? Is that what it says? Wow, hey. Irish John Gaming. Welcome, buddy. Thanks for the raid. Check it out, man. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Fresh Meat 911. Hey-o. Welcome, man. What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming by. Freshly TMS. Welcome, welcome. So I was just finished telling about the whole gist of this. In a nutshell, if you know anything about Star Trek, and you know, there's some that out there that do, you know, youngers don't, not as much. I'm making a video game based on Tribbles, which came from the original Star Trek TV series. And yeah, before you ask, yes, I actually do have a license. I'm not just doing this for the fun of it. I actually have permission. Long story, but I do. So the concept here is that Tribbles are cute little guys that have a terrible tendency of eating all the food they find, right? And this guy was doing just that on a spaceship, and he gets caught, and they, as punishment, they beam him into the center of a planet, and it has like molten core that's actually rising up. So now you as the Tribble are trying to climb your way up to safety, and you go through 4 different environments. And ultimately, the 4th one, you get beamed back onto the ship accidentally that you started on. And you have a crew here that's kind of not happy to see you again. So at this point, I'm trying to make the levels for the spaceship area. I'm in my custom-made level editor, so it's really not that pretty. I'll show you real quick, actually, what a real spaceship level looks like once it's been fully implemented. Let me go to the spaceship. Let me check what the name is. 1CL. 1CL, change this to spaceship. So if you can look past the ugly level editor version, this is what it looks like actually in the game. There we go. So a lot prettier. So in this case, in this environment, and right now, yeah, it breaks up because I only have one level, so it doesn't line up yet. But the concept here, Plato's Timaeus is now following Plato's. Thanks for the follow, buddy. I appreciate that. My parents' dog is named Plato. So the gist of it here now is, so you're on the spaceship, and this guy is just relentlessly chasing you, right? And some of the animation here is placeholder. I'm doing the animation, and I'm really not happy with it, but it's sort of, right now, it's just placeholder stuff. So I'm going to refine that over time. But the idea here is that you want to go on to the next level, and the door is blocking you. And the way you fix that is by coming over here and getting to the computer, boom, and that opens the door, right? But what's happening is the cat goes for the door and closes it as fast as he can. So you're in a race. So as soon as you hit that computer, he's going to do everything in his power to try and slow you down and trap you again. So you have to be super quick, like this. There. So in that case, I would have made it, right? I need more levels so they'll line up properly. Right now I only have one level that's actually cleaned up. But that's the gist of it. There's additional things like the cans of food. Pick up 10 of those and you get some health replenished. There'll also be some gems, which I got to figure out how to implement in the spaceship version. I haven't figured out a way to put those in yet. I'll come up with that later on, but might be some breakable bricks or something like that to unleash some gems. But anyways, that is the concept here. And this is what a spaceship level looks like in its prettier form. But I'm going to go back to my level editor so I can actually finish all the levels. Oops, scenes, level editor, hit play, and now we're good to go. Irish John, so are you a game dev yourself? If you're still around, tell me what you guys are up to. So let me load this back in. Spaceship 5. Alright, so, and I was in the process of wiring all this stuff up. So let me see where I left off here. Excuse me. Start connecting these guys. Yep, these are waypoints. These bricks that are all over the place. That allows the cat to understand where it can and can't go. So, I have that set up for him. Like so. He's good. No, I'm going to make him come over here to go up. I think that's a little cleaner. I might change my mind later on, but I'm going to leave that like it is. Connect. Like so. You can go down here. You can go back up. Excuse me. Like so, like so. Whoops. Alright, and connect this one up. And then what I do here is, I mentioned before, I put this up here. I leave the -1s. This is a situation in case the player gets up here. I want the cat to be able to get as close as possible. If he's too far away from any nodes, then he just kind of like has no path found. So I put this one up here, but I leave the -1s to let the game know that, okay, he can get close, but he can't go to it, because that's sort of like just a placeholder. I actually have to head to eat, but thanks for streaming and sharing your game process. Hidden Nano, man, thanks for coming by, buddy. I appreciate you chatting with me, and good luck on your own game engine, man. You are truly brave, and I wish you the best of luck with that, with your Dance Dance Revolution. Have a good weekend, buddy. All right, so connect. That's these are missing. Let me connect these guys, like so. All right, and he goes nowhere. That's all good. All right, who did I miss? Oh. Connect to him. Oh, crap. I'm doing the wrong one. Jerk. Thanks. Good luck to you as well. Thanks, buddy. All right. Connect this one to himself. All right. There. That should get me. There it goes. Now we're good. So those are connected. Those are connected. I think that's everybody. Oops, nope. These guys aren't. Let me wire them up like so. And save level. Oops. Let me save as. Done. Cool. Arshon is making a pirate-themed multiplayer game. There's ships. Oh, that's sweet. Is he using, what's he using? Unity? Unreal? But wow, man, multiplayer. That's crazy. My last game was an online multiplayer game, and Unity. Okay, yeah, I'm a Unity user. Obviously, you can see Unity, but yeah, that was a nightmare, man. I mean, I'm not a programmer, right? I say this too many times, but it's so true. I'm artist. I'm an animator specific. So the programming was scary. You know, I could do the next one a lot faster, but oh my god, that was a nightmare, man. That was brutal trying to get all that stuff dialed in there. But yeah, I mean, if I don't know if he's around, if he wants to share a link, I'd be happy to share it with anyone that's hanging out here. Let's see, one sec. All right, just there we go. Okay, I think that's everybody. Did I save? So now the cat should be able to walk around and chase me all over the place, like so. Like so. Oh, you got me. Luckily, I have infinite health in the level editor. Yeah, you missed me, jerk. Alright. And I'm making a 2D anime hack and slash platformer. Oh, sweet. And Game Maker too. Nice, man. Yeah, I played with Game Maker once before. That's a fun little engine as well. Unity, of course, has the terrible limitation of no HTML5 support for, like, mobile. Right, so I looked at Game Maker once before, and that's a fun little program, man. There's been fantastic stuff that have come out of that. Let's see, Downwell, I think, was Game Maker, wasn't it? You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Alright, I forgot to wire him on. I don't know if you noticed that, but the cat came right here and just stood still. You know, he just went, you know what, screw you. So when I see the cat freeze like that, that usually means that I forgot to wire someone up. And that's the case here. I have HTML5 plugin for GameMaker 2, so I can make browser games that work full screen on mobile too. That is sweet, man. I am jealous of that. Actually, I'm honestly jealous of that. That is definitely a major limitation on Unity. And I know they're working on Tiny Build, but they've been working on it for like a year or over a year now, and it's still not even close to being ready. But this anime thing will have so many effects and 60 frames per second, so it must be a downloadable Windows client. Oh, gotcha. Sweet, man. That's nice. How long have you been working on that one? Is that just when you just started, or you've been like you make good headway so far, or what? All right, come here, buddy. All right, so at this point, I'm just trying to make sure that I got all the paths set up. Oh, just 5 days. Oh, geez, man, you just getting rolling on that. Okay. You have some pre-made code for my previous projects. I have a sweet menu. Well, that's, if you got a sweet menu, man, you're already like, 75% done, right? That's great. So you can see now the cat is just stewing because I have the electricity turned on here, right? So he's just kind of stuck at the moment. Actually, I guess I should put some switches in there too. That'd be kind of cool. What I traditionally do is make it so the cans of food you pick up, but you trigger the switches, so if the cat's stuck, he won't be stuck for long. So like right here, boom, now he's coming after me again. Whoa, stuck. By the way, you have the same mic I have. Oh yeah, the snowball. Yeah, it's a nice little thing, man. I use it for making sound effects and voice acting. Oh, that's great. Yeah, your game has sweet animations on the character. Oh, thank you. Thanks. Well, full disclosure, I've been doing animation for over 20 years, mostly for TV shows, but thanks. I appreciate that. That is sort of my wheelhouse there, so to speak. Get by him. All right. It's the coding that always scares me. Oh, he's stuck. Uh-oh. See, like right here. Oh, no. Okay. Why did he... He's acting like he can't get by there. Uh-oh. That's not good. He should have been able to chase me there. Let me double check. Oh, no, there it is. See, I have a -1 right there, so let me fix him. Connect. There. Good. I'm always, like, spooked. It's like, okay, did something break in my code, or did I just not set up all the way paths correctly? In that case, it was the latter, which is the quick, easy fix. You're stuck, buddy. All right, I'll let him free. Watch out. Whoa. And I like the fact that if you time it right, you can kind of like lure him up and let him come by you. So now he's stuck again because he can't get to me here. So he's just going to stew until I let that open, and then he comes back out. Sweet. Okay. And then I open the door. Oh, shoot. So he got to the door way before I could get myself out of there. So that's the next step, is now I got to try and come up with a system of, is there a way to keep the cat far enough away that you can get there before he can trap you again. So just getting the layout is kind of half the battle. Now I got to actually make it beatable. So, all right, I'm going to duck out for just a quick second, but you guys hang tight, and I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Let me make sure the mic is actually working. Hey, it's working. Look at that. Such a gorgeous looking style. Yeah, you know what? I'll take credit for that. No, I won't. That is completely attributable to my artist named Daniel Thomas, who I've been working with on and off for a decade now. My God, time flies, right? Yeah, I brought him on board for the very first game that I made and released back in, end of 2010, beginning of 2011. Back on the iPhone 1 days. And yeah, absolutely. I love his art style, man. So if I ever get enough money in the bank, the first thing I do is I email him. It's like, hey, Daniel, you got time? So yeah, I absolutely love his art sense. If you're a Unity user, you can actually look in the store. Here, I'll do a gratuitous plug for the guy. He deserves it. So he actually has released assets on here. So this is all him, right? This is Daniel's work that he sells on the Unity Asset Store, and it's probably on Unreal as well. I would assume so, but his art sense is just so amazing, right, dude? And check this out. I love this. Check this out. This is the progress menu he made for me. Look at that. That's just gorgeous. The guy is just insanely talented. I'm just so envious of him. You know, I can do the animation, that's fine, but this kind of art level, oh man, I can never come close. All right, so let's go back in this. All right, so let's see if we can make this actually beatable. So everything's working. I got everything dialed in. Let's see, 17. Oh, you know what? I'm going to make it so he can go up from here as well. That one he can't, but this one he can go up to there. But now I got to come up with a way that you could get to here and out in time. Let me see if it is beatable. If I find some way to pull it off, then I consider it, okay, you can do it. Part of the challenge then becomes, when you're playing the game, to find out what's the approach to where do I have to sort of like cajole the cat into and make a run for it. So let's see. Hit save. Oops. So I can save that connection I just made. Hit play. All right. So now I'm just going to focus on see if I can trap him. Come here, buddy. You can shoot at me? Nope. Oh, crap. I just trapped myself. I guess I should be on the other side there. All right. There. There he goes. All right. So open up the door. Okay, that might be it. Okay, so. Oh, I took damage there. That sucked. So I gotta wait for him to beam. Otherwise, I'm going to hit him. But, okay, I think that's the approach. I think that makes this level pretty beatable. Come here, buddy. So you got to be back here. So I didn't mean for that to be a perfect position for that, but it actually works out well. There. So now he's stuck, so he's just kind of stewing. Alright, and he's gonna come after me. Oh, that's too easy. Okay. So in that case, the way I fix that is by putting a switch here. Oh, no, that's actually like that. I've only been here for a short time, but I can already see you're a great person. Oh, thank you. That's very kind. Thanks for being awesome, and thanks for streaming for us. I'm not leaving. I'm just stating, keep up the good work and inspiring others. Very kind, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's, in total confession here is the fact that if I ever meet anyone that said, like, oh, I'm thinking about, making games myself, I drink the Kool-Aid, man. I mean, to me, it is so much fun. I really do. I mean, I've been doing this for 10 years now, and, full time. Full time, but also subsidizing it with the occasional freelance animation job, until one of these games makes enough money that I can truly do this always full time. But yeah, I mean, and the key thing though, I think, is that when I first started a decade ago, oh man, I was swearing my brains out, man, because I'm not a coder. And the biggest issue, and I think why a lot of people start and stop, is because there is that nasty learning curve to begin with, right? But if you can push through that, right, and just believe that you're gonna find the answers to whatever you're trying to develop, right, over time, then it gets fun. Once you get to the point where it's not about I don't know how to do this, it's I don't know how to do it right. When I write bad code and it breaks, I have faith that, okay, I can track what I've screwed up and fix it and make it work. And, then it just becomes fun. So, but thanks. Raikou, that's very kind. I appreciate that. Oh, see, that's ugly. I'm going to fix that later on. I'm not going to have that done by the demo next week, but I'm just going to have a path check. If he comes up with the same paths a couple of times, then Infractuous Dev is now following. Infractuous, thank you, man. Appreciate the follow. Very, very cool. I appreciate that. That's really ugly, and I'm gonna have him go into an idle. But I won't have it ready by next week. Next week there is the Level Up Expo here in Las Vegas, and I'll be showing the game off then. So I'm gonna fix that, just not right now. All right. I've only learned to make games with GameMaker 2 with the help of YouTube tutorials. Nowadays, I'm making games better than what is shown in the tutorials. That's awesome. It feels strange when you reach that point that you become better than the learning material. I love that, man. Yeah, that's so cool. There's something truly gratifying that if you, and I've kind of had that before too, where I'll be looking for something, right? If I'm branching into an area that I haven't touched on before, and I'll go looking for old videos, and I'll come across one that I watched ages ago, and it's so funny because like when you saw it the first time, it's like they're speaking Greek, right? And you see it this time, and you're kind of going, yeah, dude, you're spoon feeding. This is crap. This is so easy. God, this is, that is funny how you do shift over time. I totally get what you're saying. Totally get that. All right. And he's stuck because of that. Come here, buddy. And then we swap. Oh, whoa, crap. I gotta trap him. Oh, I know what I was gonna do. I was gonna, put the switcher in there, because otherwise you can make it way too easy. Excuse me. Yeah, I definitely would have put a switch. Can I sneak it in there? How ugly is that? Excuse me. Let's see. Oh no, they're literally on top of each other, aren't they? All right, we can fix that. We'll just take the computer and push him over a space, like so. All right. Yeah. Save that. Now there should be some space between them. Yep. Okay, that's good enough. It's still a little ugly that he's kind of like connected to the wall there, but come here, buddy. Yeah, I think that'll work. Whoa! Stay away. Squish. Alright, so what I was hoping for here is the fact that, okay, I can trap him on this side, way over there, like so. But in order to get to the computer, I have to unleash him. So you have to be really fast here. Oh, he's stuck again. Okay, good. But that still gets him closer. Now he's going to make a beeline. You know what? That's still too easy. You see how much time I had there left over? Oh, man. I've been feeling like I should be making my own GameMaker 2 tutorials about some things. Do it. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, if it's one of those things, especially if you feel like there's nothing out there that fills in a gap, and there's something like you going, guys, look, you could do this, and look what happens. Absolutely, man. I think people would really appreciate that for sure. Okay, so let's see. What happens? Okay, so I'm going to change my mind. Let me see if I remove, excuse me, if I move the switch from here, put it here, I don't think I can get by here without hitting it. Let's see if that's true. Excuse me. So the balancing act now is I want it to make it challenging, but still possible. So let's see how this works. Come here, buddy. Here we go. Trapped. Oof. Okay. Okay, that kind of works. Now it's going to be close. So now I'm going to hit this, and he's going to come over, and now we're in a foot race. Who can get there first? Oh, there it is. That's it. That's the one right there. You see that now? That's, I mean, if you get through it fast, you're going to be good, right? You know, but there was about 2-second space in there, right? But if you like screw up a jump, boom, you're stuck again for sure. All right. Sweet. I'm going to save that. That's looking great. Okay. I guess I could put switches in here too. Let me bump this food up there. Put a couple switches in here. Like so. Let me see what that does. Save. Oh, you know what? That's not going to work. Because that means every time you jump in there, you're just going to electrocute yourself. That was a good idea, but no. Yeah. Oh, wait. No, actually, I guess you can do it. You just have to be fast. That's right. I forgot I had the delay in there. Stupid cat. Yeah, okay, so you can get in there, grab it, and get out. I like that. Whoa. Watch out, buddy. Cool. Okay. I'm gonna stop playing here. Okay, so I guess we should put a little more food in here somewhere. I guess I could throw one here in the corner, like so. Got 3. I wonder if there's someplace I can put a 4th. Ooh, I wonder if I could do this. That might be kind of fun. Can I do it? Oh, it's gonna get ugly here, isn't it? Crap. Okay, if I promise myself I'll make a better tile piece here, I guess I can do that. Put QTC in there. Alright. Save level. Let's see. Yeah, I can grab that. Oop. He locked himself out. Good, that gives me time to come over here. And the cool thing, the reason I like putting switches all over the place is that means that even if you get the cat trapped, it's not going to last long. Because if you're going to collect the food, you're just going to open it back up for him. Like so. Oh, see, he locked me out. I like that. That's kind of cool. He didn't mean to, but... Whoa, grab it. Oh, crap. Go up, buddy. There you go. Alright, try this one more time. Make sure I'm cool with it. Like so. Keep him. Yeah, if I can keep him trapped on that side, then I actually have a chance. Like so. And then it's a race. Got him. 1,000. Yeah, so there's like a couple second gap there. There you go, man. I consider that good. Done. That's 5. So I got about 4 or 5 more that I want to make. And I can start packaging it all up. I'm struggling with keeping my games this simplified, not a super lot of mechanics. Yeah, I sympathize. I'm planning way too much stuff for my anime game. Yeah, keep it simple, stupid, right? And it's funny because if you look at some of my earlier games, I had that exact same problem. I made a puzzle platform game ages ago that started off really simple, and then components got added, and in the end, it failed miserably just because it was a combination of, well, number one, it was a precision game that required like a joystick. and there's no such thing on a mobile, right? And that was my target audience, so I failed on that level. But I also put too much stuff in it. You know, if you can make it really obvious, right? You know, if just from like the first time you bump into something, it all registers what everything is, then I think you're in great shape. You know, I think when you start adding all those layers, it's not that it doesn't become a good game, right? I mean, there's an audience out there probably that's going to eat all that detail up, but a larger audience, you know, especially one that are playing in very, you know, small doses. I think the simpler it is, the quicker you pull them in, and the more they want to replay. There's just going to be a lot of slashing with melee weapons. Oh, gotcha. Okay. And getting upgrades on your mass thing. Okay, well that's okay, and that's different. I thought you were like talking about all kinds of different like attack modes and all kind of stuff. But I mean that's sort of like incremental, tree logic kind of stuff. But it can grow up too big. Yeah. Well, hey, I have. Let me see if I can find it. The only thing that I kind of expanded beyond was give me one sec here. Images, Tribble accessories. There you go. Whoa, that's big. There you go. So this comes into play as well. This is actually done by another artist that worked for me named Dane, who made these great little outfits, right? So yeah, so this is actually, the game is going to be a premium game, right? So you buy it up front. So this stuff, rather than being the traditional, you know, pay me after the fact and get these little outfits, these are going to be mission based, right? So it's one of those things that, you know, you have to like squish so many glommers, collect so many gems, collect so many, cans of food. And once you do that, you unlock the next outfit, right? That's going to be the concept here, you know. But once you get it unlocked, it's yours to play with. And I still need to add these guys in and add animation to them. That's going to be fun. But, yeah, just a cute touch. You know, it won't really affect the gameplay at all. As a matter of fact, some of the stuff is going to look funky. It'll probably, like, go through the walls and stuff. But hopefully people will, you know, let that slide. Hopefully I don't get dinged kind of going, my hat went through the ceiling and ruined the whole experience. Well, sorry. Don't wear the hat. But yeah, that's kind of the only place I sort of like expanded beyond the original scope of what I was planning. But all right, so he's good. So I'm gonna go ahead and about 10 till, but I'm gonna start one more. How about that? So let's switch to spaceship, and what's gonna start here? That was on there, so I'm gonna do one on the same side again. Or maybe not. Let's see. You know what? Let me look. Spaceship. That's center. Alright. 2. That's opposite. So that's 1 that's opposite. 3 is same side, so it's 1 and 1. And that's 1 and 2. And that's 2 and 2. Okay, good. So I've made entrance exits. I've made same number of opposing versus same side. So that's good. That's kind of what I want. All right, so let me just reset this. Level editor works to some extent, but it's always good to turn it off and on again. All right, so let's go into spaceship, and we'll go ahead and just do same side again. All right, so as I was doing on the previous one, the first question mark is, where do I put the computer? Those have been watching, the idea is that at some point there'll be a computer, you hit it, opens up the door, and then you make a mad dash to get out the door before this alien space cat can get back to the computer and shut the door back on you and trap you again. Let's see. I don't know. Let me go ahead and start as save here so I don't screw anything up. Spaceship, and that was 5, so this one's gonna be 6. Done. Okay. I think it'd be fun to have one just like up in here. So let's start with the problem is if the cat's gonna come to it, I need that to be 3 in height, otherwise his head goes to the ceiling. So that's kind of dictated. And then here as well. Like so. Alright. So here's our computer. Ooh, how about this? What if we drop it like all the way down? That's gonna be nasty because you know, you have to climb up, but he beams, so he's gonna beam straight from down here, straight up there. So that's gonna give him a big speed boost. That might be interesting. I don't think I've done one like that yet. And then of course on this side we want to do something so it's just not a straight out. Maybe like so. Right. Do I want to be evil and do that? Yeah, we'll try it. Just as a start. Maybe even throw a glommer in here. Just to keep you honest. Like so. Okay. Done. Save. Okay. Here. And then... Oops. I forgot I had him still selected. What if we just do a... Oh, come on! I thought I switched. Platform, thank you. Alright. So if I put it in here... Alright, I gotta clean that off so we can actually get up there. Let's see. So I can do a center one here, I guess. Could do that. And you can beam across. That's not bad. So he can beam like that. Alright. And then if I want, I could kind of fill that in. Okay. Good start. And let's see. Do I want to leave this as open or do I want to make it like this? No. I think that's better. Okay. Excuse me. Let's see. So, okay. Once again, I need 3 for the cat to be able to walk horizontally through it. So one of these I'm going to have to... I can't go across here because one of these is going to be cut off. So we'll do it that way, and he can just beam down. Could do that. It's not terrible. That's kind of cool. Little offset thing. Yeah. If I want to be a jerk, I could put like these holes here. So it just like torments you. It's like, oh, hey, I can go... No, I can't go through there. I did that on one of the canyon levels, right? And I might go back and fill it in because I think that's obnoxious. Because you see these gaps and it looks like, oh, I can go around. No, that's just there to tease you. So it might be kind of fun to have something jump. Let's see, can we have something jumpable there? See, I don't think, even before, I don't think he can clear the cat. I don't think he can jump over it. But tell you what, I'll throw some glommers in here. When in doubt, put a glommer in there. Like so. Alright, and then of course, computer, I'm going to plant him here. Excuse me. And then, now I got to think about electricity. Be kind of fun to put one maybe like here. I haven't done many horizontal electricity ones, so that'll block that passage until it's turned off. Okay, so that's cool. What do I want to do here? Tell you what, let's do this. So I talked about this before. The downside about having a long walkway like this is the cat is slow, right? But he beams faster, and what I could do is use the right tool, dummy, is maybe something like this, right? So you can walk through here, but he's going to beam from side to side, right? And that's going to make him go much faster. I kind of like that concept. Might even bring that close together. Ooh, I like that. Save level. Okay, so let me jump around in here for a little while. See how this feels. Oops. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's might be a little too tight. Squish. It's big open space there. I might just throw in some ground just to have something there. Alright, and then I need some switches so I can actually get past here. Open up the door. Which didn't open, by the way. Why did it not open? Weird. Okay. I'm going to save that. I think it's a great start. Excuse me. So, oh, this is a cool idea. So, if I put switches like here and here. Now, the interesting thing there is the fact that you can hit those, right? But the cat who can't squeeze through there, he's never going to hit those. All right. So that's an interesting kind of concept because this would be a thing where he will never be able to trigger that. That might be too much. I'm going to take this one away. All right. And then do another electricity. What the heck? I'm going to put one right here. Try that. Save. And then I need some switches in here. You put one like there for the time being. Put one over here. I could have one there. Save. All right. Oh, let me. Also, I like doing this where they offset. So I'll start him as off, and he is on. Alright, so this is where my level editor has been glitching. So what I'm going to do here is restart and see if this makes it behave. Oh, that's right, because I don't have a cat in there yet. Let me do that. Let me put the cat in there. Just for the moment, I'll put him in here. And I'll put a couple of waypoints just to keep him preoccupied. Like so. We'll say connect. Connect. Save. There. Oops. Cancel. Almost saved over one of my other levels. That would be bad. I don't want to redo my work. Alright. So, as soon as I come up here, he should go back and forth. Good. And I got no errors. Good. Alright. And it's not affecting him. Do I have any errors? Oh, I did. Prep time. A level editor is real nice because you can keep making levels when you want. That's true. That's totally true. And it's the first underground environment. I made all those before I made the level editor because I just figured, oh well, you know, Unity has the tile editor now, right? So you have the 2D tile editor. You don't really need to make a level editor. No, it still was such a time sink, right? It took me hours to make a level manually that way. So yeah, it's so easy to iterate when it works. Which computer, okay. Oh, you know what? I think what's going on here is, let me go ahead and exit, save, and I think this is a situation with the proverbial, have you turned it on and off again? Load. Hello. Oh, it's paused. 6, play. And no, I have no errors. Yeah. So obviously when I'm dropping the items in there, it's not actually wiring itself up like it should, but just unloading it, restarting it, that fixes everything. Okay, so now he's behaving, so I can go back to full screen because it's not throwing any errors anymore. All right. Good. So now those are coming on and off, but I want them to be offset from each other. So I'm going to say off. Save level. Oops. Bug. There. Now, let's see if that works or if I have to reload. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Nope. Yeah, see, they get in sync. Crap thing. Yeah. All right, so now let's see. Hopefully it behaves. There it is. You know, IT crowd, have you tried turning it off and on again? That is so true. All right, so that's cool. I might want to throw another one. I might actually put that one back. That'd be kind of cool because it's going to be hard to get by without actually triggering it. So that might piss you off. That might be kind of fun. What I'm thinking is if the passageway is open and you want to get up there, but you hit the switch. Okay, so let's say it's off, right? And you're going to make a run for it. Ooh, okay, so you can do it. Oh, that's kind of cool. If you really hustle, you can get by before it fully activates. That's interesting. So that'd be a kind of cool way to keep the cat out. Or do I want to make it where that doesn't happen, where you're screwed? I'm not sure what kind of levels I'll have in my anime game. At first, it was supposed to be a linear and long story based thingy. But then it changed to a more open world platformer. Oh, geez. Okay, that smells like feature creep. But my wisdom is telling me to just make small levels and make it work and make sense in the game. Dude, I concur, man. Start small, definitely. I mean, you can always expand, right? But that's always my biggest concern is that if you go too big, you know, and then you kind of lose your way, or just you can't see the end in sight at all, and you get frustrated, and you just kind of go, screw it, I'll pitch in the towel. I was talking to a friend of mine last night, actually. He and I worked together on the Global Game Jam a couple weeks ago, and we banged out a game in 48 hours. And he was talking about the fact last night, we were chatting, and he was saying that how he keeps starting projects, you know, works on for a little while and just kind of goes, yeah, next thing, right? And never finishes anything. And, you know, that's a real big concern, I think, right? Is that you get that initial passion and it wanes and you dump it. And the problem is just nothing makes it across the finish line. I'm trying to make things modular, but if I make things small, I have to scrap some of the story idea I had on it before. Could you make the story modular, right? Could you do sort of like a first installment, or they're just components that have to be in every one, right? I mean, is it like, could you make like the first story part just be, you know, without some of all the bells and whistles, you know, just so you can have something, you know, in place. I think just having stuff finished, you know, for me, having the underground environment, right? You know, rather than trying to build out all four worlds to begin with, to me, it was much better to do the underground environment and build the levels first, just for prototyping as well, but the pretty versions, right? And it just, for me, that was enough of a motivational boost to say, okay, we can do this with all four worlds and make it really pretty, hopefully, you know. So I'm a big fan of like those, you know, chunks that you can really polish and make look good. It's not always bad to move on to a new project. Oh, that's true as well. I've done it a lot and on purpose, because from each project you learn something, and it's not like you delete the code you made before. True as well. I can import a lot of mechanics from my old projects into my new ones. It's not thrown to trash, and that's true. In my case, it's, you know, what is the old adage? Fail early, fail quickly. Fail early, fail often. I'm really a big fan of super fast prototype, right? Something that you can bang out in a really short time, you know, even with just like, you know, terrible monster code, right? Just something that you can test the core play mechanic, right? And then if that's working, then expand, right? All right, so if he's here. Oh, wow. You know, that is so. I think what I might do is actually push this one up, because I don't want the people to get pissed off thinking that if they just try harder, they can make it. So I like the idea of they start to jump and they realize, oh crap, it's closing on me. I guess my advantage is that I am using GameMaker 2, so I could make a game like you have here in a day, fair enough, but with less fancy placeholder art, of course. Yeah, I don't know if I have a picture anymore, because that's, yeah, I hadn't, at the time, when I did my prototype, I hadn't actually revealed that I'm using Tribbles from Star Trek, right? Which, once again, I have a license agreement to do. I'm not doing it to get sued. So, last year when I went to Level Up Expo here in Las Vegas, I had a circle, right, was the Tribble, and a square was the Glommer, right? So, yeah, absolutely. I had my first prototype done in, like a month, I think. Just a matter of weeks before I was able to have like a bunch of levels and let people play it. I'm not sure about the level editor though. That seems like more work than the actual game mechanics for me. Fair enough. Yeah. You know, if it's one of those things that you can easily switch the mechanics around, you know, in just the game engine, then yeah, level editor is going to be a waste of time. Redundant for sure. Yep. I get what you're saying. Yep. I would not argue that fact at all. All right. So, here's my thought. Let's see if you hit that. You go, oh, I can't make that. In Unity, everything takes 30 times more time to do. You're only saying that because it's true. All right. So, if I come up here. Yeah, so that should be enough of a warning that you see it's turning on, and that makes you turn back, hopefully. Yeah. And especially since I suck a lot more at C# than Game Maker language. Excuse me. Yeah, I was very fortunate. Excuse me, I mentioned earlier that my first 3 or 4 games were actually written in Unity script, which was, you know, a flavor of JavaScript, before Unity, in their infinite wisdom, threw it in the trash can and forced me to shift over to C#. But in that process, I had worked with so many plugins that were all written in C# that, and didn't, there was never a good way to bridge Unity script and C# together, right? They actually processed on at separate passes, and in the process, I ended up kind of learning enough of C# that when Unity decided to completely deep six Unity script, I was ready to shift over to C#. My C# knowledge, thanks, Irish John. My C# knowledge is still, excuse me, you know, limited. You know, I mean, there's still a ton. It's live. Excuse me, there's still a ton I don't know on C# for sure, but enough that I can get to where I need to go. All right, so I'm liking this. I think this has good potential. It's still distinct. C# is super powerful for sure. Yeah. You should have a glass of... Excuse me. Yeah. All right. Let me do a quick refill here. There you go. Bottoms up. Yeah. And it's kind of fun because I'll discover something that I hadn't played with before. I need me a drink too. Like it was about like 6 months ago, or even less than that. I don't know. Probably like 3 or 4 months ago that I came across Invoke. So for the longest time, I had been doing these quasi enumerator whiles, right? Just so I could delay an action from happening. And then just in some bit of code that I came across, I saw this invoke command. I'm like, hey, what's invoke? And I looked at that, and it's kind of like, oh, where have you been? You know? Oh, I love invoke. So I love that. I still, even though I've been, you know, doing this all this time, I'll still come across something that I didn't know and completely unaware of. Serialized field was one I came across about 9 months ago, right? And to have it pop up in the inspector, I love that. Absolutely love that. All right, so then the door opens. We're all good there. He can get out. Yep. All right, I'm liking this layout. Do I want to put another glommer in here? I could push my luck. Why not? Excuse me. Okay, but I have the electricity. Excuse me. That's 5. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and take one out here and put another glommer in here. What the heck? Like I said, you can never have too many glommers, right? Oops. Done. Save. All right. You switch from coroutines to invoke. Are they better? No, they're not. It's not that they're better. It's just that depending on what you're trying to accomplish. I mean, sometimes it's like, you know, if you want to just like delay an object turning off, right? It sucks to have to create an enumerator, coroutine just to wait that 1 second, right? You know, so you have to like, start coroutine, and then the whole coroutine is, hey, has it been a second? Yeah, okay, fine. Turn the object off, right? Whereas invoke, turn object off, comma 1, boom, and it just turns the object off. You know, I really like that. Also, sorry, I didn't mean it in a bad way when I said I could make this game in a day, probably if I put all hours into it, but the mechanics are usually fast to make. The art takes the longest. I'm about to start practicing making my own music too, so let's see how long that takes. No, dude, actually, no offense taken, man. I would not argue the fact too, because I did. I spent better part of a week playing with GameMaker one time when I wanted to dabble in the idea of HTML5 that would run on phone. As we talked about before, Unity, you cannot do that, right? And I was really impressed. And I got a sense of how fast you can slap stuff together. So, no offense taken, man. I would not even argue the point that you could throw together a prototype in GameMaker for this kind of thing probably faster. No, not probably. Faster than Unity. Totally agree. And with it, I just meant the gameplay in a level, not counting in the menus and maps and stuff. Yep, dude. Trust me. I'm not stomping my feet, man. I totally get what you're saying, and I concur. Can you do 3D stuff in GameMaker Pro? That's a good question. Yeah, isn't there like an advanced version? I think there's like some quasi support. I think you're, for the most part, you can load in 3D objects, but I don't think you can really do like a first-person shooter or anything with GameMaker. I think you're still, oh, you can make Doom X, and so you can make, fake 3D. Oh, so you can do a first-person shooter. Okay. All right. That's cool. Retro style. Yeah, there you go. You can use 3D models too, but the software does not help you with it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is my 7th game that I've made, and this is my first one that has been true 2D for the first time. Everything else has been 3D, even though the gameplay in a couple of my games has been more of like of a 2.5D nature. Interesting. 7th game. Yeah, this is my 7th. I've been doing it for a decade now, right? So 7th game. My first licensed game, Tribbles from... Oh, let me do this too. I keep talking about Tribbles, and I forget the fact that I'm old, right? And then there's plenty of people that don't know that much about Star Trek and may not have ever even come across a Tribble. So for those that don't know, basically, here's what we're talking about. From the original episode of Star Trek called The Trouble with Tribbles, these cute little furry creatures. You got to get a list of all your games in your profile. Oh, okay. Fair enough. I should. Those guys from... Yep. Yeah, so I actually have a license agreement that allows me to play with Tribbles as well as Glommers. Oh, my dogs are getting feisty. So, so Glommers came out of the animated Star Trek series, and real quick, they were genetically engineered by Klingons, and that's to do one thing, and that's to eat Tribbles. You can see this Glommer right here is about to eat this poor little Tribble. So, and that's the extent of my license. I have permission to use Tribbles and Glommers, name and likeness, and that's it. I am probably nearly older than you. Dude, you put some money on that one? I have really good lighting, but I'm actually much older than you think. Trust me. Oh, okay. How did you get? Okay, wait. Let's see. How's the game going, and how are you doing? Oh, hey. Yeah, Lucini. Hey, good to see you again, buddy. One sec. So the game is in great shape. I am developing levels for the 4th of 4 worlds. I am going to be at the Level Up Expo here in Las Vegas next weekend, hopefully showing off the full game, right, with not a bunch of levels, but at least enough that people can try out the full game. And the goal is to have the game out by July, by San Diego Comic-Con. That's the game plan. You don't remember Tribbles, though. Yeah, like I said, that a long time ago. But Tribbles made cameo appearances in a bunch of the TV series and the movies. The second one, they actually used the Tribble blood to like solve their problems in the end there. Let's see. Arshan, okay. Well, real quick, if you go to Scary Robot, my company is Scary Robot. There you go. Here is a quick rundown. It's basically in chronological order. So my first game was Poker with Bob, which is a 5-card draw poker game, right? And this was actually running on iPhone 1. This game is now 10 years old. So, oh my God. So this is back in the golden days, right? That was my first game. And he's a real-time 3D animated character. I'll mute it, but, so there you go. So here's what, jump ahead. So this is actually what the game looked like. So, I mean, you can imagine iPhone 1, right? And this is real-time 3D character. That was pretty unheard of at the time. So we have that one. We have Tic-Tac-Toe, which the kids love to this day. The kids still play the crap out of this. So it's Tic-Tac-Toe with the chicken, right? And you see he has a bit of an attitude problem, right? So you just drop a coin in, and then you play against him, and then he, like, plays against you. Amazing. Thanks. Well, and then let me also clarify. So I did the game design, I did the programming, I did the animation, but the art that you see here is by the guy I keep referencing, Daniel Thomas, who I'm working with again. Daniel is this amazingly talented artist that if I have the budget, man, I bring him on board. And then I did a goofy idea called Save the Titanic, which was a 5.5-week goofy project that became my biggest hit and ended up getting at this point, over 7 million downloads. And it was never meant to be much of a game. It was just sort of something I threw together. So I'm going to move right past that. Stop the Bots was a puzzle platform game. That's the one I referenced earlier, which in concept was good. It would have been better on a PC and not on mobile, but I learned my lesson on that one. Spiders of Mars was one I made as a demo for the Leap Motion and ported to mobile. Excuse me. Volley Village was my most recent game. This is one that I talked about. It is an online cross-platform multiplayer game that allows you to play. Basically, it's like tank attack kind of thing, but you're playing in real time, right? And you're trying to take out each other's buildings. You have little villagers that can repair the buildings. Hasn't really done as well as I'd hoped. The people that download it, enjoy it, they really enjoy the game, but I didn't put that much money in trying to find an audience, which is my fault. I know that. But part of the reason too is also I got the license for Tribbles, and it was kind of hard to not want to jump straight into that and not devote as much proper time to promoting this one as I should have, because I was so anxious to start on Tribbles, which is what I'm working on now. And I'll go ahead and play the video here so you can check that out while I try and catch up. This is a video of the gameplay here. Let's see. And I'll talk about the license here in just a second. Yeah, you seem around my age too. I even made an appearance in the new Star Trek Discovery, I think. Oh, yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, Lucini, you're exactly right. It's on the captain's desk, right? So a friend of mine was making fun of me. He's going, no one cares about Tribbles after 50 years. And then Discovery comes out, and, as soon as you walk in the room, you hear the prrrr, right? And I went, Tribble, there's a Tribble, right? And it's kind of like, yes, I feel validated now. Tribbles are even in Discovery, so thank you. Yes, Tribbles still have a following. Happy to say. These are super cool games. Roku, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Super cool. Thanks, guys. Yeah, that's very kind. Okay, so now to backtrack. So to answer your question, I would love to tell you that I have this fantastic story about how I did this detailed analysis, and I planned all this stuff out, and I reached out to the parties, and I had all these meetings and all this kind of stuff. No, actually, in reality, what happened was I've been fortunate enough. If I don't know if anyone ever gets to go to San Diego Comic-Con, but I've been fortunate enough to actually have a table there. And I have been demoing games at San Diego Comic-Con for, at this point, 9 years. My God, time flies. But I was showing one of my games there, and this older gentleman came up, and I was like, hey, can I tell you about the game? And he went, no, but he goes, if you know who I am, we can continue this conversation. Turned out it was David Gerald, the guy who wrote the original screenplay for the Tribble Troubles. And long story short, there was years worth of trying to get them on board. And it's not because they weren't interested in the idea, they were just preoccupied. So it took me a couple of years to actually, finally get the deal put together. But the beauty of it is the fact that, so my partnership is with Tribble Toys, right? Which is his company, co-founded with another gentleman, Miles, who's my business partner. And so the beauty of it is they have the partnership with CBS. So I get to make the game, they get to deal with the CBS people. So it's almost like I have this barrier, right? So I'm not dealing with the CBS guys, and it's fantastic, it makes life easier for me. I just get to work on the game, and as long as they approve everything and it doesn't piss off anyone in terms of content or anything, then boom. Now the downside is that I'm really limited. I was not even allowed to use the sound effect from the Tribble, from the TV show. I actually had to reverse engineer what they did and make my own sound effect that sounded just like it, So there's that, and I can't use anything else in Star Trek. I can't use Enterprise, I can't use Bones, Kirk, Spock, any of the characters, or even Klingons or Vulcans. I can't even use the names. That's the downside, is that everything else in the game, in terms of all the other creatures and aliens, like this alien space cat, is completely invented out of whole cloth. But if you ever came across the animated Star Trek series, you'd realize that they produce a ton of these weird looking aliens, right? So I felt okay with doing that approach, right? And just making some goofy aliens. And that way I'm not, I don't have CBS getting upset going, "Oh, that looks like a Vulcan." No, it's a cat with 3 eyes. It doesn't look like a Vulcan. So, you have to ride that fine line, So, there you go. That is a long story, slightly even longer. So, but yeah, and it was actually in the second movie. It was in Deep Space Nine. So yeah, the Tribbles have actually had a nice long career, and for the fans that are actual Star Trek fans, a lot of people consider it kind of a silly episode, but a lot of fans really, really love the Tribble Troubles. So I'm very fortunate. I'm very happy to have this agreement. So, all right, so I'm gonna actually do a little more work here. Try and put a few more things into place. I'm not gonna go too much longer. Kind of reaching my end of day here. Actually past it, I guess, but you guys are doing a great job at keeping me company. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna tinker a little bit more here. So I'm just dropping the waypoints in. These little blocks are what teach the cat where he can and can't go. So I'm dropping all these guys into place right now. Oops. Oh, come on. My collider box on this is really bad, so I sometimes click on the wrong thing. I complain, except I'm the one that made the stupid editor. Us peasants are distracting you. No, dude, trust me, I am not complaining. I enjoy the conversation. You guys, I'm sitting here just pounding away hour after hour, right? So, I mean, even the dogs get tired of me talking to them all the time. So I enjoy having other people that want to chat. So I appreciate you guys hanging out, man. I really do. It does make time fly. It's kind of funny because I'll look at the clock and it's kind of like, whoa, that was fast. All right, so 14, 13. And honestly, I'm probably not as productive. I'm probably not making levels quite as fast as I could otherwise, but I'm enjoying myself more. So to me, it's a trade-off. A very good trade-off. All right, almost got all these guys in place. Put that in the right. He's left. And he's right. All right, I'm going to save that. And now I'll start wiring all these guys up. Okay, they connect like so. I've been trying to get a license for the music that I wanted in my anime game, but my budget is 0, and I'm just making a free game on each website. So couldn't find pre-made music that would fit my game. I decided we'll do it live. I'll just make my own. Sweet. I like that, man. That's funny. Yeah. There was sorry, I'm just trying to connect and think at the same time. So there was a low-budget movie. And this would have been, oh geez, when would this been? This would have been in the 90s, right? There was a guy that was making his own independent film, right? It was like self-financed from friends and family, right? And excuse me. And it was funny because what happened was he had no idea who was going to do the music, right? And the guy that was editing the movie, his film editor, he's kind of like, you know what? I wouldn't mind like taking a stab at doing the music, right? And the director's like, you've never really written a musical score before. And he goes, yeah, but I think I could try, right? So he goes, okay, take a stab at it, right? Long story short, that was Bryan Singer. The movie was Usual Suspects, right? And Ottman was the film editor turned composer, right? And of course, Ottman went on to do like the theme from X-Men, right? And a ton of other movies since then, So it's really cool. And Singer, of course, has gone on to big things as well. But, I love the fact that it was like, this is a small film. There's not really much money for any like real composer. And then Ottman's like, yeah, let me take a stab at it, and look what happened. I mean, dude, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Usual Suspects. And if you have not, watch it this weekend. Absolutely. It is such a brilliant, brilliant movie. But the musical score is so haunting, man. That is such a beautiful, brilliant film. So anyways, I love that. I love that you're like, you know what, screw it. I'll just do it myself, right? And this kind of the same thing with me too, is the fact that when I started making my first game, I knew nothing about programming, right? And it's just kind of like, okay, I can either try and bring someone on board who's going to be willing to work for free, which is just wrong. And even if you find someone, they're going to get bored and stop doing it, right? So, it just became a thing where, okay, you know what? I'll just take my time and try and teach myself, right? And, I mean, it took me 2 years. My first game took 2 years to put together. But ultimately, I'm now comfortable with doing all this myself. I look forward to having a budget where I can actually, in my next project, which I haven't talked about, but my next project is actually also based on a really big IP. But I'll talk about that later once Tribbles is out the door. But that one, I'm actually going to probably put on Fig and try and get a proper budget and get a crew of people so it doesn't take me all this damn time to actually finish the game. But that's for a later conversation. But, I mean, oh shoot. Hit the wrong thing. But, I mean, it is comforting to know that you can pull it off. So, best of luck with doing your own music, man. I hope that goes really well for you. Let's see. Who do I want to connect to whom here? How long have you been worked on the Tribble game again? At this point, it's I think just a little under a year now. It's a little under a year. I finished up my last game, Volley Village. I released in I think end of March, beginning of April, and then I went on this like nuts, right? And then I threw together a prototype for last year's Level Up Expo. Once again, gratuitous plug. Anyone that's anywhere near Las Vegas, come to Las Vegas. Come to the Level Up Expo. It is a fine show, and it keeps growing every year. I love going there, showing off the games. Under a year is good. Thanks, man. Well, excuse me. Unity makes it possible, and after 10 years worth of tinkering with this stupid thing, excuse me, it's gotten a little easier to get results faster. Let me connect this correctly. There it goes. I have a motto that I'll never make a game for 2 years straight because, we don't live forever, except maybe in the future. So there's a limited amount of games you have time to make in your lifetime if you spend years on each. This is why a Game Maker Studio 2 is good for me because I could make games fast if I wanted. And I agree. And Volley Village, my last one, actually took me upwards of 3 years, which was stupid long. And a lot of that was feature creep, which I regret now. But at the time it seemed like the right choice. That's not totally true, because it really needed the components to be the full game that I wanted it to be. But a lot of that was also learning, right? So I mean, it's one of those things. If I remade the game now, I could do it a lot faster. But it was also a free-to-play game, and I'm done with free-to-play. My last 5 games were all free-to-play, and yeah, nope, I'm out. I'm doing premium from now on. Hopefully, by having some kind of intellectual property, some name to it, that will make people willing to spend a couple dollars for the game. That's the goal. This one, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned recently, so the goal is to have Tribble Troubles done and out the door by July. I'll be coming out for iOS, Android, Steam, but also for Xbox One. I've gotten Microsoft's blessing for Xbox. That will come afterwards, because that's going to be a bigger endeavor than Steam and mobile will be. Alright, so I forgot who I was actually clicking on here. 10 connect, down to 9. Really? 10 connect to 9. Really? Oh, because I'm clicking the wrong thing here. Now I can do that right. Alright, let me save this. Alright, guys, I'm going to duck out for a quick restroom break. Hang tight, and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. What'd I miss? I focus on the learning aspect. I don't care if your project stays alive for a week or half a year. If I learn stuff I can use to make better things faster, that's still a win. Totally agree. It's an anime game, though. I'd like to make a whole project. That's cool, man. and you even kept Penny happy with the throw of the disc. Now I don't want to play that again because Penny has 100% accuracy now. Yep, here you go. I'll take a stab at it. How about that? Last time I missed. Come on, Penny, don't let me down. And she's right outside my door right now, waiting for the real thing. She's getting very impatient. Normally by this point, we've already done it, so there you go. I'm back up to 200 again. Cool. Alright. So let me get these guys wired up. Alright, I'm going to wind down here pretty soon. Shoot. Hey! Roiku did a follow. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Alright. So yeah, I don't know if you saw the little thing. I basically say that I go from 2 to 4-ish, and I'm a little past 4. I'll try and go to 5 here, but I'll have to wrap up because I got to do some stuff. Number one, of course, is throwing the disc for the dog for real. Otherwise, she's an Australian Shepherd, and yeah, if you don't like give her lots of activity, she gets nutty. All right. So the problem is because I got these guys so close. Yeah, see, I'm screwing this up. I'm hitting the wrong collider box. I'm trying to hit 10, but I'm hitting 9. And that's because the box is in the wrong spot. That's my poor design here. But let's go connect here. There we go. It's okay. It's going to be 3 a.m. for me soon, and I have animation stuff to draw. Jeez. Okay, so you're way ahead of me. And then there's sleep. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, so if you're 3, man, you're on the other side of the ocean for me. I'm here just chatting away in Las Vegas, the small little sleepy town known as Las Vegas. I sleep? ¿Qué es este? What is the sleep of which you speak? Yeah, it's like 5 a.m. Oh, jeez. Wow, man. Yeah, I'm too old to do that kind of stuff. No, crap. I keep selecting the wrong stupid one. Okay. And I'll go here. There we go. Connect. And I'll say here. Why is that 9? Oh, my collider boxes are just all screwed up on this thing. Oh, jeez. Why sleep? Why sleep? I don't understand. Sleep is what comes at you when you turn off the lights. It's like you have been eaten by a grue, but less fatal. You can't code when you're sleeping. I do, man. I don't code, and normally I don't remember my dreams, which I'm actually appreciative of because I don't think they'd be good. But if I do remember, it's usually like I'm solving like a logic problem, like I'm working on the game design, dragging stuff around, and it's kind of like it doesn't contribute to the game, which is doubly annoying. So I feel like I'm working without getting paid. I dream of games and game maps. Okay, yeah, one and the same. Then I draw them on paper when I wake up. Sometimes game mechanics. Yeah, I haven't been fortunate enough to like sleep and dream good gameplay mechanics. Unfortunately, that doesn't happen for me. 10. Okay, good. So it connects to that anyways. That's good enough. 8, 4, 11 down to 12. 12 needs to connect up to 11. Whoa, really? Connects to, thank you, 11. There it is. Down to 12. That's good. And then 12 needs to connect to 13. All right, we're getting somewhere now. Just had those guys way too close. When I came up with this concept, I originally didn't have the intention of having them this close together. I thought they'd be more spaced out. All right. Connect up here. He connects down here. Like so. Almost there. All right. And then 17 goes down to 19. 19 goes back up to 17. Like so. Okay, I think that's everyone. I think so. So let me just go ahead and save, and I'm going to let the cat run around, and let's see if the cat comes to a screeching halt at any point. Oh, he did already. Nope, there he goes. Oh, that's weird. Okay, there's a gap in here somewhere because he's getting stuck. Yeah, he's stuck there. So I'm missing a waypoint connection for sure. I've had unhealthy sleep patterns lately. Each night I stay up until 7 a.m. Jeez. I had a 10-hour school day today, so I had to go to sleep earlier last night around 4. So I had like 5 hours of sleep. Going to sleep at 5 a.m. today is still earlier than normal 7 a.m. But it's weekend and I don't have anywhere to code. So it's okay if I fail a little. Yeah. I'm really not much of a night owl. The only time I did have for, I think it was about, how long was it? 7 months or 10 months? God, my memory fails me. But I worked a night shift. I was a data wrangler at Sony ImageWorks on Stuart Little 2. How's that for dating me? This dates back to 2000. And I got stuck on the night shift. And I didn't come on until like, 9 o'clock at night, I think. And then I didn't get off until like 7 in the morning. That was weird. Yeah, I remember driving home. I lived in Hollywood at the time, and I remember driving home one time, and I was at a traffic light, right? And it's like I had one of those things. It's like I like woke up, and I realized I'd fallen asleep, but thank God I'd actually stopped at a red light. And I looked up, and it's like the light was green. Yeah, no more night shift stuff for me, man. I mean, that was a long time ago. I was younger. I guess I could deal with it, but I was never really crazy about that for sure. All right. So he's stuck, so I'm missing something here. Oh, right here. Hello, 10. You gotta connect to 11. There it is. I missed that connection. Alright, you know what? I could just cheat and look here. Uh-oh. He's connected to that. That's wrong. Alright, so here's my using the GraphWays plugin to check this. Let's see. I don't really look at the time. I just do what things I feel like I need to do in a day, and it makes me to the night. So, and the sleep time is slightly shifting forward. Yeah, Stuart Little 2. Yep. That was like when I first moved to Hollywood. That was my first kind of real official job, at least in California, in the visual effects industry. But at the time, I just started off doing data wrangling. Nothing that exciting. It got better after that, but it at least kept the bills paid while I kept knocking on doors. All right, so that's busted and that's busted. So let's fix that, shall we? Don't come out here. All right, so that one and that one. And the sleep time is slightly shifting forward. Alright, so we go, down should be to there. There it goes. I have trouble working fast and squeezing stuff I need to do into a small time frame, so that's one of the reasons why I stay up late. If I just did things faster, I could rest sooner. Well, I mean, if you... I can function on 7 hours, right? Actually, my body likes to wake up after 7, but... I mean, if you can handle that, like less sleep, more power to you. But yeah, if I'm getting less than 7, I'm worthless. I mean, even more so than usual. All right, so that should be correct now. 5. Oh, there it is. That's wrong. So he goes connect should be to 2. Why do you keep going to 0? Bastard. I have this bug too where my menu here, I don't have a collider box on it apparently. I'm too lazy to fix it. So if I actually miss the button and click on the menu, I actually select the button in the background, which is just pathetic. But I'm too lazy to fix. There. That's correct now. Save. And it's because the collider box is shifted, and I'm too lazy to fix that too because the ape works well with the collider box shifted. So anyways, save. That should be good. I can have 8 hours of sleep tonight, but that means I wake up at 1 a.m. or 1 p.m. rather. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's kind of harking back to when I did the night shift stuff. That was funny because I didn't want to work the night shift. It was just one of those things that after working on that job for like over 6 months, my lead told me, you're going to night shift. Didn't say, do you want to? Just said, you are. And it's like, the plus side is like, okay, well, this is as bad as it gets. And then I went home, and I'm getting home to my apartment at, 7, 8 in the morning, going to sleep. And literally within a week of when I went on the night shift, and I'm going to sleep at 8 a.m., they started renovating the building that I lived in. So I had jackhammers, and it was just like, okay, I jinxed myself. When I said, at least it can't get any worse, yeah, it did. But I was just so tired that I was able to see through it. But, yep. It makes for a fun story, but at the time, man, that redefined miserable. Absolutely redefined miserable. Alright, so let's see if this... Let me double check here. Open this one. Nope, I still got a bad connection there. Maybe I'm looking in the wrong place. Alright. Pause. Okay, everything else is looking alright. All these paths are correct. That one's still wrong. But that might be originating from this one, so let me check him. But everyone else looks good. Okay. Alright, let's go back to full screen here. Exit. 11, 9. Oh, that's weird. I thought I fixed that. Connect. I'm clicking way the hell up there and it's still giving me the wrong one. 10. There it is. Finally fixed. Let me double check. Yeah. Now we're golden. Good, good. Alright. Take that out. Exit. Oh, let me go back full screen. Exit. And save. There we go. Now we're in good shape. It happens to me often when I go to sleep at 6 a.m. and I'm in an apartment building and people wake up to work and stuff. They start to make noise in the stairwell and water pipes and whatever. Yeah, I sympathize. And yard work, leaf blowing when I close my eyes. Yeah, we got that in our neighborhood here too. One more reason to try to go to sleep sooner. I mean, we definitely have a society that is geared specifically towards activity in day, you know, and sleep at night for sure. It is not all that nighttime friendly at all. All right. So let me play through here. Come here, buddy. Wait, why are you not coming down? Really? Should be able to. That's weird. Why did you stop? Have a great stream, and nice to meet you. Yeah, Irishon, man, thanks for coming by, buddy. And thanks for the raid, and thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Hope you can make it again some other time, man. Have yourself a fantastic weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna wind down here in the next 10 minutes. Just to let you guys know, because yeah, I'm definitely going later. Yeah. You can't see it, but I have this dog that is just staring at me from outside the doorway going, seriously, why aren't we throwing the disc yet? Right? Alright, Irishon, take care, buddy. Thanks for coming by. Alright. He's still getting stuck. Must be something in here that's causing that. I'm glad that you were leaving because I have been stalling my own work while I've been entranced watching your amazing stream and listening to you. Too kind, man. Too kind. Thanks. I need to get animating in a bit. Cool. Yeah. So you got 10 minutes tops, right? I'm gonna fix this one thing. I see this one now. I'm gonna click on this bad boy and I say connect to there 10. There. I think that's why he was stopping. So now hopefully he will not stop. He'll just keep coming. Here he comes. And then he locked himself out. There he goes. And there he's in my face. Good. So that was it. That's the perfect way to check when you find out if you got something out of alignment. Whoa, crap. Boom. Yeah, and he already closed the door on me. Okay. Oh, wait. Why did he go up? Oh, that's right. I forgot. I gotta, like, take that away. He can't go up there. That's a mistake. I'm learning all kinds of new software at the moment. Oh, that's sweet. I just started practicing animation in Krita. Okay, I gotta admit, I'm not familiar with... I don't know if it's Krita or Krita. And the music I'll do in a free software too. Good for good for a zero budget. Absolutely. That's cool. Krita. Whoa, that's big. I've never heard of that. So I'm a 2D animation tool? Kind of like a spine kind of thing? Oh, cool. Oh, okay. Yeah, kind of like a cell-based kind of concept. It's just a drawing program. Oh, cool. Okay, gotcha. That's cool, man. I never heard of that one. All right, so I got to get rid of these guys. Because he's not supposed to be able to walk across there. Oh, and that just breaks all these, too, I think. 9, 10. Connect to him. 10, 11, 11, 12, 12, 11. Oh no, actually everyone did behave. 14, 15. Hey, my code actually held up that time. 17, 16. Who would have thunk? Normally I figure every time I delete one in the middle, the number in the middle, I think it's just going to break everything, but I think it worked correctly that time. Good. So now he's not going to crawl up there like he shouldn't. He's going to... Oop, come here, buddy. Do links work here? Yeah, I think so. Alright, so obviously he stopped there, so something broke here. Yeah. Alright, this one broke. Really? I thought I fixed that. To 10. Save level. Yeah, you got a link. Toss it. This is the first proper animation I did in Krita this week. Oh, that's fun, man. Nice. Sweet. I like that. That's cool, man. All right. Here, I'll return the favor. This is old, but if you want to see, like... I think that's right. Whoops. Uh-oh. Did I break the website? That's not good. There it is. Oh, yeah, do it that way. There you go. Try that one instead. There. That's like a 5-year-old demo reel, but that's some of the fun stuff I had the pleasure of working on over the last 20 years. God. Oddly familiar. I've had it for forever, but I really don't do anything with it. I got it originally because I just thought it'd be kind of cool. Just because I couldn't actually get my full name, so I just grabbed that instead. But to be honest, I've neglected it, and it really doesn't serve much of a purpose. Oops. All right. So, oh, so that's not good. Actually, I gotta fix that. Exit. Let me reduce that transporter and move him over, because I don't know if you saw that, but his head was going through the ceiling up there, which looks kind of bad. Looks a little unprofessional. Excuse me. All right. Let's go, cat. All right. Catch me if you can. Whoa! He hit me. Oh! Oh, I don't have... Okay, I forgot. I don't have electricity notifying the waypoints that they should not function. That's fine. I gotta turn that on. So right now he's just... I don't have an effect on that yet, but it's kind of funny looking. He, Come here, buddy. Yeah. So when he gets hit by electricity, he does like that shutter kind of thing. I have like, I'm gonna put like a little sparkle kind of electricity effect on him. Yeah. Right now it just kind of looks weird just because he looks like he's doing a dance. But the only time that should happen is if you manage to turn it on right when he's gonna walk through it, right? He won't normally walk into it. That should stop him, right? He'll see that, and that it breaks the waypoint connection. But I haven't not wired up this guy yet, because I'm just more interested right now to see if he's walking through all the areas correctly. And so far it looks good. Squish. And when he does a little gun point kind of stuff, it kind of sticks to the wall, but you know what? That doesn't bother me too much. And that animation I'm going to update over time anyways. So, yeah, I think we're good. I think we're fine. Alright. I'm going to save this. And save. There we go. And I think I'm going to cut it off right about there. Seems great. He is kind of Tony the Tiger. I never thought about that. Yeah, a little bit of Tony the Tiger action going on there. except with Tony with 3 eyes. Thanks for the stream. Hey, Roku, thanks for coming and hanging out. Thanks for the chat, dude. I appreciate it. And I get to draw things. And thanks for the follow as well. Thanks for everyone that actually came by, said hello. Thanks for those that are just kind of hanging out in the background. I appreciate everyone. I'll force you to try my game someday. Please do. Yeah, I'd be happy to. Absolutely. I'll be back again here on Monday, starting at 2 p.m. my time, Pacific Standard Time for me, and whatever time that is for you. So if you want to come back, next week's going to be interesting. Friday, I'll be at the convention, so I won't be streaming next Friday, but you're going to see a panicked version of me on Monday and Wednesday. I'm either going to be in great shape, or I'm going to be like, bite my nails off. So it'll be interesting to see if I can get all these levels plugged in time, or if I'm going to be freaking out. So come by and either, enjoy my success or laugh at my failure. Whichever one it is. Until then, everyone else, you guys have yourselves a fantastic weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you next week when I'm streaming again. All right, until then, you guys take care of yourselves, okay? All right, pet penny for me. I will do that in just a minute, all right? Okay, take care, folks. Adios.